But yeah, hello, welcome on in. So today, we're gonna be starting to talk about airlines. And I believe this is the case that Francisca returns in, which I am very excited about because Francisca is one of my favorite prosecutors. My top 3 prosecutors at the moment will probably be Francisca, Clavier, and either Edgeworth or Simon. Love those 2. I'm gonna turn my mic up a little bit. But yeah, let's get into it. Let's get straight into it. Okay. Let's see. Let's just get into talk about airlines. Why isn't it continue? I don't know why it wasn't letting me click continue then. I don't know. Okay, getting back into it. Talk about airlines. That's Edgeworth's office. The murder that occurred in my office. The return of the great thief Yetagarazu. Thinking back, everything began on that fateful day 2 days ago. Two days earlier. Is he okay? Huh? Oh, it's just wine. Yeah, everything began high up in the air, 9,000 feet in the air, to be precise. Thank you for flying Goyu Airlines. We are currently experiencing some slight turbulence. We are asking all passengers to please return to their seats and fasten their seatbelts. This is a fancy airline. This is a fancy airplane. Wait, is that lift? Is that double-decker airplane? That is fucking fancy. Oh my god. Is he okay? Why do I feel like I just woke up from a horrible nightmare? 6:13, huh? Guess I was out cold for about 10 minutes. Slight turbulence indeed. Oh yeah, he hates like turbulence and like earthquakes and that shit. Ladies and gentlemen, we are currently experiencing some slight turbulence. For your safety, we ask that you return to your seats and fasten your seatbelts. I suppose turbulence is to be expected on a flight, though admittedly I'm less than comfortable with anything resembling earthquakes. Oh, what did he drop? What's this? A travel wallet? But it's not mine. How did someone else's travel wallet wind up in my pocket? My head. Why won't this headache go away? I'll take care of this travel wallet later. I'll hand it off to an attendant. From earthquake-like turbulence to an elevator. What am I doing hesitating like this? Actually, I know full well why I hesitate. It was when I was still a young child, DL6. I was caught up in a murder that happened in an elevator. But how long am I going to let my past haunt me? It's just an elevator. I'm a grown man now, I need to behave like one. What the? I don't know what happened. Is there something wrong, sir? I must ask that you would please return to your seat. He's dead. Please calm down. We mustn't jump to conclusions about other facts. What's wrong? Did something happen? You murderer? What? No. You're far wrong. It wasn't me. Okay, now. Is Edgeworth being arrested? Everyone, I'm sorry to interrupt, but I have an important announcement. I am one of your flight attendants today, Rhonda Tenero. Wait, is it Rhoda Tenero? Rhoda Tenero. Unfortunately, we have just a minor accident on this flight. An accident? Don't treat us like we're stupid. I caught a glimpse and it was a murder. What murder? What's going on with this flight? Everyone please calm down. There's no reason to panic. This flight will stay on course and make its scheduled landing. We are still currently in the middle of a rough patch of turbulence. So until we are out of this area of turbulence, I ask that you please remain seated. But someone was killed, right? I mean, what about the killer? Let me off. Please, then there's no need to feel threatened. We have already apprehended the culprit. Yeah, right. Yeah, right. I ask that everyone please remain calm. What the heck is he talking about? Why should we remain calm? My name is Miles Edgeworth. I am a prosecutor and I assure you that I am not the killer. Ha, being a prosecutor doesn't make you incapable of murder, buddy. Now you listen here, I am not the killer, I simply found the body. So you say, however, I am sure that you are the perpetrator of this crime. I swear on my honor as a professional flight attendant. Oh, is that right? I know what I saw, and there's even very strong incriminating evidence to back me up. What kind of incriminating evidence is she talking about? We've already alerted the proper authorities at our destination. Until we land, you will remain in our custody by the powers vested in our captain. I'm very sorry, but please understand our situation. Your situation, I'm more concerned with mine and the direction it's going in. I'm not about to just sit idly by while I get accused of murder. Miss Tenera, is it? Yes. I was wondering if you might give me a chance. A chance to do what? A chance to plead my case. And a chance to ask what you mean by incriminating evidence just now. To accuse a passenger of such a grave crime without allowing him to give a proper defense. Can the professional flight attendant inside of you really call this action righteous? You have a point. Very well, I'll listen to what you have to say. But be wary of what you reveal. I'm afraid you'll only look even more suspicious if your explanation fails to satisfy. I also do not have the time to deal with you all day, so please make it quick. Quick. Of course, as you wish. Good. Very well then. Let's get started. I know for a fact that I didn't kill that man in the elevator. What I don't know is what sort of evidence she has up her sleeve. But I'm certain it doesn't fit with how the crime really occurred. So what does she have? I swear to tell the whole truth as a professional flight attendant. Unfortunately for you, Mr. Edgeworth, I am certain you are the killer. The scene I saw in front of the elevator, it was you, standing there with flesh blood dripping off the murder weapon. What murder weapon? We have our badge. We have a travel wallet that fell out of our pocket. You know, we've got the crime scene notes, and we've got a magazine. So if you would please cooperate, we'll turn you over just as soon as we land. That's it? That's her evidence? I don't think you could ask for a more perfect witness testimony. Wouldn't you agree, Mr. Edgeworth? No, really, it's hardly perfect when there's a gaping hole in it. Yeah, we have no murder weapon. Okay. Don't need to save here because I know what I'm going to present. Yeah, we're not the killer, we're definitely not. Yeah, we have blood on this travel wallet, but it's not the murder weapon. Miss Tenero, what is with the yelling all of a sudden? Force of habit. Well, it doesn't matter. Miss Tenero, you say you saw the murder weapon dripping with blood. Is that correct? Yeah, all that blood drip, drip, drip. Just recalling that scene sends a chill down my spine. Sorry, but your so-called professional flight attendant training has failed you. What? I'd like to direct your attention to this. Do you know what this is? It's a travel wallet, right? But looks a little big and bulky. The thing you saw me holding when I discovered the dead body in the elevator was this very travel wallet, Mr. Nero. What? Impossible. Now then, do you still think I'm the killer? That I killed him with a travel wallet? But I saw blood dripping from the wallet, I know I did. As you can see, this wallet is clearly stained. But if you would be so kind as to take a whiff, I think you'd agree it's only grape juice. Grape juice. Yeah, right. And then that's right, you mistook grape juice, wine, for blood. The murder weapon dripping with blood does not, in fact, exist. No. There, that should clear up that pesky accusation. Yeah, I have a feeling it's not really going to. Wait a sec. That is... I mean, even a wallet could be deadly if it was wrapped around something heavy. I demand that you show me what's inside, please. She's trembling and then tacked on please at the end. Sounds like I've got her. There's no need to look inside, even if you can tell from its appearance that it's light. No, I can't be sure of anything until I see the contents of that wallet for myself. She's a persistent one. I suppose we have no choice but to see what's inside. Mr. Nero, if you would be so kind as to open the wallet and check its contents for me. Alright, I usually don't pry into passengers' belongings, but we have no choice here. Wait, I want to look at what the achievement is for this case. So, let's see, completing the case. Let's see. Where would it be? Where would it be? What? Oh, for examining Edgeworth's seat while investigating with Gumshoe. Do we have anything else? I think that's it. Yeah, let's open it up. Grape juice stains the outer cover. True, it was I who dropped it in the juice, however, I didn't do it out of ill intentions. Yeah, open it up, Edgeworth. You have a passport of Virginia. It seems that this passport is all that's in it. As you saw, there is nothing but a passport inside. This renders your wallet was the murder weapon argument moot. Wouldn't you agree? Please hear me out, Mr. Edgeworth. What is it now? Well, I was wondering whose passport it is exactly. Can I take a look? Why not? I'm rather curious myself. This is the victim's. Just as I thought, this travel wallet belonged to Mr. Ackby Hicks, which makes it the victim's property. Why did we have it then? You stole the victim's wallet, didn't you? How dare you? You said it yourself. You claimed to be holding this wallet in your hands when I found you. Perhaps I did misconstrue the wallet for the murder weapon, but it seems that I wasn't wrong about who the culprit is. As you claim, the murder weapon is not the travel wallet. However, it is something you stole from Mr. Hicks after you were done with the foul deed. I find it hard to believe myself, but your motive was very simple. You were out to steal Mr. Hicks's money, weren't you? Who even is this Mr. Hicks? So even though I didn't have the murder weapon on me, you still suspect me, I see. You stood up at the crime scene with the victim's wallet in your hands. How can I turn a blind eye and not suspect you of foul play? Yeah, right. Well, you know what we haven't looked at? We haven't looked at the crime scene notes. Body found at 6:15 AM inside the elevator. Stopped at the first floor lounge. Okay. Wait, his money was on the bloody ground. Huh?
Objection!
I wonder if I might get a word in, Miss Tenero. What is it now? Miss Tenero, I wonder if you noticed the contradiction within your own testimony. What are you talking about? It's simply impossible that the motive for this murder was monetary theft. One glance at the crime scene should have told you that. What about this scene would prove that the motive for the murder was not the money? Well, because there's fucking money all over the ground. If I may divert your attention to the things strewn all over the floor. That's right, the floor is covered in bills and carnage. By your rationale, these were the very things the killer was after. I think we can assume that the wallet fell during the victim's struggle with his killer. And I would think that the killer would have noticed something like money scattering everywhere. Furthermore, as you can see, there was no effort made by the killer to gather the money. But the wallet, it had nothing else in it, just the passport. Oh yeah, the wallet. You also recall that the only thing in it was Mr. Hicks's passport. If you are really insisting that it was a crime based on greed, then you're claiming that it was all for an empty travel wallet. Forgive me, please. Hey, what the heck? Are you saying the attendant's wrong? So that guy isn't the killer? Don't believe it, everyone. It's a trick. Will you all please be quiet? Miss Tenero. Yes? You lost your cool when you saw the dead body. Plus the lounge was dark and looking into the light from the elevator. It's easy to see how you mistook the wallet in my hand for the murder weapon. I take no offense that you thought that I was the killer. Mr. Edgeworth. Thank you for releasing me. And what is it now? You speak in Virginian. Mr. Nero, if you could please translate, I'd be much obliged. It sounds like Virginian, but I don't understand any of it. There's another attendant on this flight who... I said that he's giving me the runabout. I don't require an interpreter. I speak English just as well, see? You, the attendant. Yes, sir? I want this person to be under the arrest until we arrive at the airport. I'm sorry, sir, but what exactly are you hoping for? What is it you want? I have finished talking to the likes of you. Please, I would like to hear why you would like me to be held under arrest until we land. You, how dare you try to waste my time? You're the one who stuck your nose into my affairs. I wanted to spend even at least one more second with my precious R. I have no time for other things. I know what you are, I see through you. Insolvent, yeah, I'm pretty sure that's how you say it in English. Well, I should hope I'm not monetarily bankrupt, but I don't think that's what you meant. I'm sorry, but I don't think I caught your name. I am Zinc LeBlanc II. I'm a very wealthy man in Virginia. But I am not an ordinary rich man. I'm an art dealer, a rich seller of beauty. Mr. LeBlanc, what did you mean just now? Pardon? And when you said that Mr. Edgeworth was giving me the runabout, I have to explain? Unbelievable. I will say it once and only once. I do not have a second to waste. Time is money, as they say. Yeah, and yet you continue to blather on. I saw it, yes I did. I saw the victim go onto the elevator, going down to the lounge. It was exactly at 6 o'clock. And what is the significance of that time? At 6, he says. Wait, you saw him at 6? What's the matter, Mr. Edgeworth? He understands, I see. Mr. Attendant, what time did you discover the body? When it was a lift after that patch of turbulence, so I would say around 6:15. Hicks was his name, was it? Did I say that man Hicks was killed in that 15-minute time span? And the only person in the lounge at that time who was this prosecutor, yes? Well, yeah. Yeah, I was in my seat the whole time. Me too, I was watching the movie and enjoying a fine glass of grape juice, wine. I was still eating, still haven't finished, see? The other passengers have an alibi, so you have no problem with them, I suppose. No, compliance, I see? No word against this, right? I have no way of discounting what you have put forth at this point, but it wasn't me. Oh, so you say? But do you have what you say, the evidence? Mr. Edgeworth, are you really the culprit after all? Mr. LeBlanc, I suppose you're quite certain in what you saw enough to give testimony. Of course, I was looking at that man the whole time. He was playing with that annoying little small machine the whole time. Machine? Yeah, that's what you call it in English, yes? It was making me crazy with the click, click, click. From the description, it sounds like some sort of small computer. I believe what Mr. LeBlanc is talking about is a cell phone. I have to say that I did see him playing with it quite a bit myself. A simple cell phone or a laptop or organizer I see, but that's kind of low budget. I hate that noisy little machine in his hand. Not a fragment of beauty, all it produces is ugly sounds. Anyway, I know what I saw. Miss Tenero, Yeah? I was wondering if I might be granted permission to examine the crime scene. What, you want to examine the crime scene? If you would grant me a little measure of time, I'm sure I can produce the real culprit. I don't like the sound of that. Fox in the duck pen. Yeah, I think that is how you say it in English. It's fox guarding the hen house, and I believe my innocence was proven earlier. And if I'm given the chance, I can clear up all the remaining doubts. Mr. Nero, if you wait until we arrive, there's a good chance that some evidence will have been destroyed by then. I understand. Let me see what the captain has to say. This should not be approved. Please, Mr. LeBlanc, in an emergency, all decisions are to be made by the captain alone. Now please wait here until I go ask the captain what to do. I'll be right back. You're not planning to erase evidence when you are doing your investigation, yes? Of course not. Ha, we'll see. Mr. Edgeworth, you have the captain's permission to investigate the crime scene. What unbelievable. I am in your debt, Mr. Nero. However, there is one condition. I am to supervise you. Can you agree to that? Of course, I see no problem with that stipulation. It's only natural as I am still a suspect in this case. I take full responsibility and will watch Mr. Edgeworth's every move. I hope this is reassurance enough that there will be no foul play. Now then, Mr. Edgeworth, shall we proceed? If you should need my help with anything, please feel free to use T to talk. It's time to head to the scene of the crime, the first floor lounge. Wait, can we? Wait, what was the? Oh, for examining the teapot. Oh no, that's in the next episode. I'm looking at all the Steam achievements. What was it then again? What was it again? For examining edge of seat while investigating with gumshoe. Okay, so we don't need to. Maybe we could do that again. Do that here. I mean, it's my seat. Unfortunately, I didn't bring anything particularly useful for investigation. It's not as if I'm constantly prepared for such a thing to occur. Okay. That's right. I was in the middle of recreating a chess game. Just an observation, but aren't there too many red knights around that lone blue pawn? Nonsense. It simply shows that the blue pawn is no match for the red knight's might. And we can walk around here. We can go here. And we're in the first floor lounge. I want to thank you for your help back there, Mr. Nero. It was nothing. You should thank the captain for granting you permission. And just so everything is perfect and clear, I still don't trust you. Fair enough. Your standing with me hasn't changed one iota. I see, I will bear that in mind. I received an order from the captain earlier. He wanted you to know that we will reserve the right to stop your investigation if we feel you're not making progress. And when we do, he asks that you please return to your seat at that time. So, if my time runs out at his and his crew's discretion, does it? I have to find a way to discredit Mr. LeBlanc's testimony before time's up. I understand. By the way, is there any place you can think of where the killer might hide on board? I don't think so. After every first-class passenger was accounted for at his or her seat, we made a thorough search of the plane. As for business and economy class, no one moved between those two classes and first class without a staff keycard. And we found no record of a keycard being used at all, which means that I have a first-class killer on my hand. Or one of the flight attendants that was in first class. At least I know that much for sure. And one other thing, no one else has been allowed near this crime scene since the murder was discovered either. Okay. Now then, let's get started. But where should we start from? Let's start with Mr. LeBlanc's statements. The crime occurred between 6 a.m. and 6:15 a.m. During that interval, the only person in the lounge was myself, which would make me the prime suspect. However, since I did not kill Mr. Hicks, it means that the killer was around here somewhere. Maybe in the elevator with Mr. Hicks at some point. If we are to believe what you say is true, then yes. The first order of business will be to gather information to win your trust. Maybe he wasn't killed at 6. Oh wait, no, because the other passengers saw him before 6. I don't know. There's some spilled grape juice in front of the elevator. I assume it was spilled during the turbulence. Oh, but we must clean that up or someone might get hurt. Aha! What is it, Mr. Edgeworth? I found some very important evidence. What is the important piece of evidence in this scene? What do you mean? Oh, the footprints? My brain did not register that those are footprints then. What is it? They're a little smudged, but I think we can both agree they are a set of footprints. So you think, yeah, they each belong to our killer. Oh, then maybe we should check out the shoe sizes of everyone in first class. I don't think that would be of any help to us. Unfortunately, the prints are a little too smudged, which will make it hard to get a definitive match. Oh, I see. Okay. What floors does this elevator service? Only the first and second, although it can also go down to the cargo hold. Wait, are there more than 2 floors? Are there more than 2 floors on the cargo hold? However, that requires a flight crew keycard. So the only floors accessible to passengers are the first and second. Okay. I want Mason to have inspected every suspicious looking nook and cranny. Okay, what is that around his neck? I wonder what was that hanging off his lanyard. Something's missing from this picture. Now, if I could just put my finger on it. Okay, maybe it's something down here like this. Are these just normal cards or key cards? Money is strewn all over the floor of the elevator. I guess it was all Mr. Hicks's it was all in Mr. Hicks's wallet at some point. Yeah. What is this sinister looking figure on the floor here? Oh, that's a piggy bank of our company mascot, Captain Ugo. It's just one of the many pieces of merchandise we sell at our in-flight shop. This bank is a limited edition and it's so popular that we're down to our last one. You have an in-flight shop? Yeah, it's just beyond the lounge to the right. The shutter to the store is closed at the moment, but it was open the whole flight up until Mr. Hicks's body was discovered. There's blood on here. Could it have been the murder weapon? Oh, I didn't notice the blood. I did not notice the blood at all. I don't was expecting to find a dead body in an elevator on this flight. So, Mr. Hicks is really dead? Yeah. She's trembling. Although I can't fault her for that when there's a corpse right there. Mr. Hicks, if you're really dead, then please answer yes. I see she's over the trembling now, although a new symptom seems to have appeared. Anyway, I should focus on the victim's body. Let's see. There's blood on the back of Mr. Hicks's head. Could this be the cause of death? He appears to be. He is. Words. Oh shit. He appeared to be. What did he say? There we go. Why is my webcam being silly at this moment? Oh my god. Okay, that should be fine. Oh, come on, let me just see the history. I didn't get to read those like 2 lines. He appears to have been struck very hard. Even his glasses are broken. Okay. Fuck's sake. Okay, is that everything in the elevator that needs to be examined? I think it might be. Everything. Oh wait, no, that's not everything. There's something sticking out of his pocket. Hope he won't mind if I take a look at what's inside. It's a picture. It looks like it was taken inside a building somewhere. Okay. Deduce. What do we need to deduce? Is this spot somehow connected to any of the evidence I hold? No. What do we need to deduce? Huh? Wait, let me look at our evidence. Not examine. No, let me look at our evidence and start my webcam. Okay, so we have 5 pieces of evidence. We have 5 pieces of evidence. Prosecutor's badge, which no one uses the badges in the games, only on like rare occasions. We have Mr. Hicks's travel wallet that has his passport in. Oh wait, it was a passport of Virginia, wasn't it? He's Virginian. The crime scene notes, Sky magazine. There's a flight itinerary in. All times show correspond to our departure time zone. Okay, so meals at like 1 to 3, drinks at 11. Okay, meals at 1 to 3, then again at 7 to 9, then again at 4 to 6, and then drinks at 11, and then drinks at between 10 and 11, then again at 5 to 6, then again at between 10 and 11, and between 9 and 10, and then movie at between 6 and 8. Okay, and then we have this souvenir picture here. Oh wait, he had something on his lanyard. He had a phone. Did he kill it? Is this spot somehow connected to any of the evidence I hold? Yeah. This. Eureka! Eureka. I can't get over that it says Eureka instead of like hold it or like take that or like objection. Mr. Hicks's machine is nowhere to be found. His machine. His cell phone, Mr. Nero. So I guess because it's not here, yeah, I think we can safely deduce that the killer took it. Okay, is that it? Is that it? No, we haven't finished examining it. I checked this area earlier, but it never hurts. We have finished examining it though. Unless we need to go into logic mode. So let's see. The killer was in the elevator? Maybe, like we said earlier. True, there wasn't anyone else in the lounge other than myself right before the turbulence. But if the killer was in the elevator along with the victim, then that's a different story. But also, we don't know. Edgeworth was passed out for like 10 minutes because of the turbulence. So what if the killer was in the lounge then? That'd give him ample opportunity to, go into the shops where the footprints lead. Okay. Let's see, blunt force trauma and murder weapon? Oh yeah, blunt force trauma. And it was whacked to the head. A statue with blood on it lying next to the body of a man who was beaten to death. Oh, Mr. Edgeworth, I think I figured something out. Yeah, what is it? The way the blood is on this, it looks like it matches up with the wound on his head. Well, aren't we deserving of the Master of the Obvious title even? Well, what do you think, Mr. Edgeworth? Don't you think that's worth investigating? Would it pay that this figurine is our murder weapon? I just knew it. I can't think of any other connection. Perhaps Master of the Oblivious would be more fitting. We'll have to get fingerprints on that probably, and then. Where do we have footprints if the killer was in the elevator with him? I have it. I'm sorry, but I don't understand, Mr. Edgeworth. I can prove that someone other than myself was here around the time of the murder. What, really? Yeah, it's rather simple, actually. The proof is in the pudding, or rather, the grape juice in this case. These footsteps here confess to me this very fact, that someone exited the elevator alive. Seeing as how the victim is dead, that would mean a second person. But couldn't the footprints be from Mr. Hicks himself? But if you take a look at our victim's shoes, you can see the soles are spotless, which means Mr. Hicks wasn't alone in the elevator. In fact, it's quite the opposite. There's actually one other person inside the elevator. Why? Okay, I've got. Okay, words. Okay, I've completed the investigation. What's going on over there? Why is my webcam being so silly? Okay, it's LeBlanc and someone else. Oh, is that another flight attendant? Unforgivable. This is unforgivable. Do you understand what I'm saying? The movie is late. It's the same level of bad as if the plane arrived late. But the movie... What? I will not talk to you anymore. You are just wasting my time. Wait, can we... Evidence. The movie is not late. The movie started at 6, and the other passenger said he was watching the movie the whole time. What is the matter, Mr. LeBlanc? If there's no emergency, please return to your seat, sir. Come on, LeBlanc. You don't tell me what to do. I need not to sit down. Well, Mr. Prosecutor, did you prove you are innocent yet? This fucking if you would like, I'll prove my innocence to you right now. What nonsense! Are you saying my eyewitness testimony is mistaken? Not mistaken, merely that there is room for doubt. I'd be most honored if you could please tell me what you saw in detail once more. This fucking webcam. Fine, see yourself. Whenever when it's testimony time. Has my music paused? No, it's just very quiet. If I pause for a second there. I'm certain I saw Mr. Hicks enter the elevator. Well, yeah. It was when the needles on my pocket watch pointed to the 6 and the 12. The body was discovered 15 minutes after that in the lounge, yeah? Then you, the only person in the lounge at the time, must be the criminal. Well, I mean, technically it wasn't found. His body wasn't found in the lounge. It was found in the elevator. Mr. LeBlanc's conclusions seem to make logical sense. After all, the only person in the lounge at the supposed time of the murder was me. So my eyewitness testimony, if you think you can destroy it, then come, let me see. Hurry, do I look like a man who is having the time to wait for you? Why is he so irritated? I'm the one accused of murder here. Anyway, I must find a way to discredit Mr. LeBlanc's account somehow, and fast. Okay, we've got a rebuttal. We've got a cross-examination. Okay.
Hold it!
Mr. LeBlanc, were you able to get a good look at the inside of the elevator at that time? Of course, I saw what was inside. And you are sure that the victim was in the elevator alone? Yeah, the only person inside was that Mr. Hicks man. This last outburst is too important to let go. Okay, we have... Fuck. No, they need to go to that statement. Go back. Go back. Go back. Present. Present. The grapefruit. Footprints. Mr. LeBlanc. What is it? There is a very glaring contradiction in your testimony. What do you mean? Please take a look at the area in front of the elevator. There is a power why can't I say words? There at the spilled grape juice. Yeah, and will you admit you also spilled it with the blood? No, it spilled itself during the turbulence. But the interesting thing here is a set of grape juice footprints. Footprints? Yeah, the ones that lead from within the elevator out into the lounge itself. It's evidence that proves that someone other than Mr. Hicks exited the elevator alive. There must have been another person in the elevator with Mr. Hicks. Now then, I'm done playing games. Why didn't you tell us the truth? What? Can you please translate for us? No way, that's totally impossible. I guess is what he said. No way, that is totally impossible. I know there was no other person in there. I saw with my own eyes. If you want to know what I think, Mr. Edgeworth, I don't think Mr. LeBlanc is lying to us. I suppose you're right, he doesn't seem to be lying. But then what does it mean? What about this contradiction? Mr. LeBlanc, please just once more will you recall the details of what you witnessed for me? Come on, LeBlanc. I was very upset when Mr. Hicks passed by my seat. I was always checking the time over and over again. I happened to follow that man with my eyes when he passed me, and I saw clearly into the elevator he was entering. But I swear there was no one else inside, not one. And Mr. LeBlanc, if you would please calm down. What? Dare you two have an issue with my eyewitness testimony? No, not at all. Please forget I said anything. Well, I was so confused then when my webcam wouldn't turn on. Yeah, again, he doesn't appear to be lying. But I can't let his testimony stand as the truth. Yeah, we can't do that. Okay, let's see what he has to say. You're checking the time. You were saying about the movie earlier. So maybe you was checking the time for that? Why were you so attentive to the time? Because something unforgivable was happening. Come to think of it, you were yelling about something unforgivable earlier. I was giving a complaint to the attendant about the movie starting time. Return back to me my time in money, you understand the point. Movie, is he talking about the in-flight one that's mentioned in the magazine? A summary of the plot and its start time. Interesting. They're supposed to show license to love, laugh, and maim and murder. I cannot see that movie in my country. You can only see it on international flights. I looked forward greatly to that movie. I checked my pocket watch whenever possible so I would not miss it. I even set my pocket watch to the destination time when I came on board. Wait. All time shown correspond to our departure time zone. So he was looking at the wrong time zone. So my watch is not wrong, it matched the schedule. But the movie was still still very late. Your pocket watch. I'd like to ask you a little more about it if that's alright. The movie I wanted to see would not start, so I checked my pocket watch many times. My watch is set to my destination's time. I always said it when I board the plane. But that's not the correct time for the movie though. Mr. LeBlanc, you said this just now in your testimony. I even set my pocket watch to the destination time when I came on board. Now, if your watch has been set to our destination's time zone, it would mean that your watch is displaying the time of our destination. Yeah, and the correct time is worth its 6 cents. I'd like you to take a look at this. If you believe this Sky magazine, clocks on this flight run in accordance with the time of our departure time zone. Of course, the movie schedule was also created with that in mind. Miss Tenero, for confirmation's sake, what time zone is this flight aligned to right now? Well, we made a short stop at a transfer point. That's right, it was in that small Asian country, the Republic of Zhengda. But we didn't readjust our onboard clocks at that time. So right now we are still running on Virginian time. What? The time difference between Virginia and our destination is 9 hours. In that case, it's only natural that your watch would be out of sync with the schedule. Further, with your analog watch set to our destination's time, it would appear to be running 3 hours fast when compared to the flight's onboard clocks. It also changes everything about your testimony, and you can bet 1 million cents on that. In light of this information, it means you saw Mr. Hicks 3 hours prior at 3 a.m. Which means he was found 3 hours later by Edgeworth. This should clear up all the remaining accusations. So this basically widens the time frame for the time of death, right? Yeah, because Mr. LeBlanc saw the victim enter the elevator at 3 a.m. It means that the time of death could be anywhere from 3 to 6:15 a.m. The question now is, where was Mr. Hicks during that span of time, and what was he doing? I've got something to say. And you are? Yeah, I'm Cammy Meal. I'm a flight attendant. And what is it you wish to say? Well, I think your story's a little different from how I remember it. What do you mean, Cammy? I saw Mr. Hicks sitting in his seat at 5 a.m, you know. What? How can you be so sure of the time? Oh, that's right, he pushed his call button while we were parked at the transfer point. This flight will be making a brief stop to refuel and transfer cargo in the Republic of Zhengfa between 4 and 5 a.m. We ask that all passengers remain on board at that time. Thank you for cooperation. Other stops we made for refueling and cargo transfer in Zhengfa, right? Yeah, it's from 4 to 5 a.m. according to our clocks. So that still leaves an hour and 15 minutes. So he could have been killed. Well, he could have been killed like just after 5 to 6:15. And during that time, did any of the passengers leave, or did any new ones board this flight? No. Not a single person got off or on in Zhangfa. What about the flight crew? The few who were handling the cargo transfer might have temporarily gone on and off, but eventually everyone, including Cammy and myself, came back on the plane. So basically, I can assume that no one left or got on since our initial takeoff. Interesting. I should keep that in mind. I mean, the murderer might have escaped if it was like one of the flight crew, but just like I forgot her name. I have forgotten her name. What's her name? Tanero. Just like Tanero said, like everyone eventually came back on. So, I mean, the killer could have gone off and like threw away some evidence. Yeah, and I answered his call. I can tell you Mr. Ashby Hicks was there in his seat when he took off again at 5 a.m. So yeah, that still leaves like an hour-ish, assuming he got in the elevator almost right after they, took off. Alright, then that puts the time of the murder between 5 and 6:15 a.m. Okay, now what time did you come down to the lounge, Mr. Edgeworth? Now, I remember coming down here almost as soon as we left the Republic of Zhengfa, which makes him a suspect again. You were here the whole time from 5, yes? Then you're the only one who could be the killer. Mr. Edgeworth, were you really here in this lounge the entire time from 5 a.m. onwards? Unfortunately, yes. But then, how do we explain the footprints? It's not that obvious. This man waited for Mr. Hicks here in the lounge, waited to kill him. And then he put the corpse in the elevator. That is when the turbulence happened. My eyewitness testimony may have been mistaken, but what time I saw Mr. Hicks enter the elevator on the second floor does not matter. Because the entire incident concluded in here in this lounge. Everything happened in this lounge? Is that what you really believe, Mr. LeBlanc? Do you have another idea? I simply feel that there is something out of place in this scenario you presented. Is there something that could tie this crime scene to a location other than the lounge? Maybe the piggy bank, because it's usually in the in-flight shop? I'm gonna present that. The murder weapon. This little piggy bank is sold at the in-flight shop. It is sold there and only there, and it is not displayed here in this lounge. How then did it find its way here? Don't you find that a tiny bit suspicious? Such a trivial point. It only means you prepared it, taking it from the shop first before coming here. It doesn't prove you are innocent at all. Is there no way to win with this man? If I may, what is it? You see, well, it's just as Mr. Edgeworth says. Oh, and why do you know this so well? Well, it's just that piggy bank was there in the shop. I saw it with my own eyes. And when was this? It was maybe around 5:40 a.m. Isn't that just before we hit that patch of turbulence? That's right. You were in the shop just before the turbulence? Yeah, it was. Come to think of it. Miss Tenero, when I found the body, I believe you came out of that door. Yeah, I did. And what is beyond that door? That's the flight attendant's room. And then you are on the first floor? Yeah. I had to do something at the shop and in the flight attendant's room. So I went to the shop first and then to the flight attendant's room. Are you saying you passed by me at some point? Yeah, you seemed really into the issue of Sky magazine you were reading at the time. I don't suppose you noticed me walking by. I vaguely recall someone walking by, but I didn't take notice of who it was. Anyway, the piggyback was definitely there at the shop when I went there. So that places the murder... That places the murder between like... I'm gonna say between like 5 and like 5:35, like 5:30, depending like how long Tenero was like in the shops for. And then either the murder happened between like 5:45, 5:50 and like 6:15. So yeah, but like at 5:40 the murder weapon was in the shop when Tenero saw it. Why did you go to the shop in the first place? I went there for a work-related matter. Work, you say? Yeah, the upkeep of the shop is also one of my responsibilities. Why did you not say anything about that until now is what I want to know. In any case, I believe it's clear that the shop needs to be investigated as well. Shall we head over there then? What is it now? Aren't you forgetting something, Miss Rhoda even? I keep calling her Rhonda instead of Rhoda. Don't you need the captain's permission to check the shop? No, I haven't forgotten. But I've already asked him for permission to search the entire plane. So I think we're alright. That's weird. What is? Well, I just talked to the captain, see? And he said that he didn't give you permission to do anything like that at all. Tenero! What is the meaning of this, Miss Tenero? It means she's lying. Go on, admit it, and go on, admit that you are. You said you had permission to search all over, but you don't. And yet here you are. You, flight attendant. What are you trying to do, pull this sheep over us? The captain's calling for you, Miss Rhoda. Oh, but don't worry. I already got permission to search the shop from the captain. See, unlike you, I do things the right way. Miss Tenero, why would you do such a thing? Please excuse me. I feel like Tenero is the actual killer. She is slightly suspicious. Looks like I get to be in charge now. Please go back to your seat, Mr. LeBlanc. Now then, Mr. Edgeworth, if you would follow me, I will be your guide from now on. There's something about Miss Tenero that has piqued my curiosity, but right now, investigating the in-flight shop is my top priority. Let's go. Alright, added 5 minutes. Let's go. Okay, we are at the in-flight shop. And yeah, this looks like it seems some damage. So this is the in-flight shop. It's quite a mess in here. You think? Guess I'll have to clean things up then. Hold on. You can't clean up a potential crime scene. Oh, thank goodness. I hate cleaning so much. Same. I mustn't rush things here. I must remain cool, calm, and collected. Because this piggyback was left at the crime scene. There's a very good chance that the killer had paid this place a visit. You know what? Cammy is probably one of my favourite characters. In this case, look at her. I love her. She's great. Okay, let's investigate over here. The glass from this display case's door is shattered all over the floor. And it looks like there's nothing on display inside either. Wait, actually, I think there is something. What's this? Amity Captain's hat. Okay. There's a wide selection of souvenirs for sale in these display cases. You know what I suggest? Sorry, but I have no intention of buying souvenirs on this trip. Okay, then how about you buy something for me then, as a present? I can't think of a single reason why I'd want to buy you anything. I've had my eye on that pendant for such a long time. Try paying some attention to me when I ask you something, and then we'll talk. Okay. What else should we examine over here? There are all kinds of luxury name brand merchandise for sale in this display case, and they're lined up in such a manner as to scream "Buy me" to any passerbys. What about these little guys? Oh, there's a look at them. They're so silly. Stuffed toys, just like the one Miss Meal is holding. How can I say words? Our own display here. They're relatively cheap, which explains why they're displayed so haphazardly. How about it, Miss Edgeworth? You know, you want one too. They're great for when you're stressed. Why do I envision stuffed animal abuse when she says that? Okay, what else? What else can we examine? We've got stuff on the floor here. Inside this display case is a row of lifesavers and life vests for sale. We'll sell a lot of these when there's some kind of accident or something. But some people buy them even when there's nothing going on. How about it, Mr. Edgeworth? Care to buy one? I sense that this shop is one shopper away from being sued. Yeah, I feel like that's not very legal. Do they not already provide life vests and life jackets? Because I feel like that's illegal. Can I now examine these on the floor? No. What are these? Oh, those are our company's completely original line of suitcases. They're practically flying out the door. That's how popular they are. Yeah, they're half off. I don't think they're actually selling. No. You should buy one and see how you like it. You won't regret it. I don't see Edgeworth buying one of those. Gumshoe, on the other hand, Gumshoe and Maya would totally eat those up. But not Edgeworth. Perhaps that's how things work on this flight, but in the real world you try, then buy. No way, but either way doesn't really matter. True, either way, why would anyone buy a suitcase after they've boarded the plane? Anyway, see that? Just look at the captain, look at all the Captain Ugo heads painted on there. Cute company mascot, isn't it? They're painted on with a lot of care. Doesn't he look like he's about to jump out of you? It is certainly making something jump inside my stomach. Huh? I guess there's no fooling your refined tastes. You look like you really wanted to get one. And I thought I was going to finally make my first sale, but you saw right through it. Glad that's done now. Never make me try to give you a sales pitch ever again, okay? But I never showed any interest in it to begin with. It really is pretty horrible, isn't it? You want to know something? This suitcase was designed by Miss Rhoda. Miss Tenero designed this? Yeah, it was a company-wide contest. Well, it does have a very sharp design sense. Sharp? Like stinky sharp cheddar, maybe. I really have no idea why the bigwigs decided to go with it. It's so bleh. I agree. Miss Tenero designed this, didn't she? It's definitely not what I would have expected. Turbulence. You okay? I'm fine. Please watch yourself, Miss Meal. That is suitcase really rolling around has got to be a safety violation. Yeah, here, I'll put it back. Okay. Let's see. We can also talk to Camille. Because the name's Camille, so I immediately thought, oh, Camille. Can I look at that? Yeah. Beautiful flowers in a beautiful arrangement. I feel cleansed just by looking at them. Well, you're kind of stepping on a few of them, you know, Mr. Edgeworth. Excuse me. Pick them up then? Okay. Okay, let's see what we've got, because I don't think we can really... I don't think there's a lot else to investigate in here. So we've got... I didn't mean to do that. We've got Prosecutor's Badge, the travel wallet, and the ad has started. We've got crime scene notes, Sky Magazine, the photo of Mr. Hicks, his missing cell phone, the Captain Uko piggy bank, the grape juice footprints, the refueling in Zhengfa, and Miss Meal's testimony. Okay. What do we have in the logic mode, actually? Broken glasses, suitcase, murder weapon Captain Ugo, And the tiny captain's hat. Okay. I'll wait till the ad has ended. Okay, the ad is almost over. Okay, welcome back to the ad. Okay. Wait a minute. What if this captain's hat goes onto Captain Hugo? Ooh. The hat probably used to be on the piggy bank's head. Let's give it a go and see. I believe this piggy bank was forcibly removed from this display case. Does this mean that the killer broke the glass to get at it? Okay. Yeah, really? Don't tell me you don't know what things go where in this shop. Well, I don't. Miss Rhoda's in charge of this place. Fair enough. So come on, how should I know anything? I sense that further inspection of this display case is needed. Okay, so inspect the display case. Let's go. I would like to have inspected every suspicious looking nook and cranny. Okay. The glass on this door is broken. Perhaps it was the killer who broke in it in order to take the piggy bank. But it's a bit odd that the inside of the case is so divided by shards. So, what did he say? Plus the glass broke rather cleanly, which is weird. So did someone have the door open? Or did something break from the inside? Wait, when the turbulence happened, what if someone breaking into punching the glass and breaking into the cabinet to get the murder weapon? What if the murder weapon just felt when the plane moved, the little thing, what's it called, the piggy bank, fell onto the glass, and is at a force to where it broke the glass, and the murderer and it was just on the floor. What is it? I touched the glass and it cut my finger. It hurts, Mr. Edgeworth, it hurts. Please tell me you can deal with such a minor cut on your own. Okay, we're going to do something. Is this one somehow connected to any of the evidence I hold? Maybe the piggy bank? There's definitely something very unusual about this. About what? If the killer had broken the glass to get the Captain Hugo bank, there should be shards of glass inside the case itself. Oh, I see. Yeah, I guess it'd be like that. However, there's not a single piece of glass inside the display case. Nope, no there isn't. Which means that the glass was broken from the inside out. The piggy bank must have fallen over from the turbulence right through the glass. Yeah, just like I said. Yeah, that's for sure. There's so much glass all over the floor. I'm willing to bet that this hat was knocked off his head at the time too. Eh? That's nice. Which leads me to believe that the killer took the Captain Hugo bank from here after the turbulence. Okay. That's been updated in our court record. Has she just fallen asleep? Take your power naps on your own time, Miss Neal, and listen when I'm talking. But the murder occurred before the turbulence, which rules this piggy bank out as the murder weapon. So you mean the bank's not the real murder weapon? It's a fake? Yeah, at this point, that is a very real possibility. But then what if when the killer went to take Captain Hugo, they broke the glass by accident? The display case is locked, so that's highly unlikely. Yeah, but there's one person who could have. Tenero. Oh, who would that be? Miss Rhoda, of course, yeah. She is suspect number 1 in my book. I mean, she's the one in charge of this place, so she has the keys to everything. Miss Rhoda Tenero, huh? Wait. Why didn't I'll do that. Why are the suitcases in place when the turbulence happened? Yeah, there's definitely something wrong here. What's with the sudden yelling? tell me, Miss Meal, don't you think there's something strange about these suitcases? Oh, for sure. Oh, sure. They totally ooze strange, like the colors and such. That's not what I'm talking about. Now, pay attention. Are you scaring me, Mr. Edgeworth? Sorry. These suitcases are lined up a bit too prim and proper. Yeah, they look a bit uptight, don't they? But I guess they take after their creator. Again, that's not what I mean, Miss Meal. Don't you find it unusual that these cases are the only things undisturbed by the turbulence? And never mind, I'd sooner find an answer by inspecting these suitcases myself. And my manager has just put my schedule on the app, so I'm going to check that. I'm going to look at while I'm working. Okay, next week is just as I said. Next week I am working... Well, this week. Wait. Oh yeah, this week. Is it this week? What days am I working? Oh, my brain. Yeah, this week. This week I'm working both Saturday and Sunday. So yeah, upon closer inspection, they really are quite hideous. I wonder how Miss Rhoda would have reacted if she'd heard what you just said. What's wrong? She makes a good point. It would be wise for me to watch what I say out loud. What's this? I've spotted something that's not quite right. What is so unusual about this suitcase? Other than its fucking hideous design, it's fucking ugly. But yeah, those have those stoppers on them. And why is that wheel like a different colour, huh? Why is that wheel a different colour than the other ones? There's something very peculiar about these wheels, huh? As in, there are no stoppers in place on these. Without stoppers, one would think that the turbulence would have sent it flying. And so it is very likely that this suitcase was placed here after we hit the turbulence. Let's take a closer look at it, shall we? Okay. That is so fucking ugly. You know, I was on TikTok, right? And it was either on TikTok or on Twitter I saw this. But someone said that this picture here of Ugo looks like the sad hamster meme. And I fucking love that. Okay, I want to look at this weird wheel first. What's this? The wheel is completely covered in something. This colour and the scent appears the substance in question is grape juice. But why would there be juice on the wheel of a suitcase unless it was in the lounge? Should we open it up? It would appear to be unlocked, so let's take a look at what's inside. Blood! Yeah, a piece of cloth. And it's soaked with blood. It is blood. It appears that this suitcase is very strongly tied to our murder after all. Investigation complete. So explain this to me. What does this suitcase have to do with the murder? I believe it's pretty safe to say that the killer used this suitcase in some manner. Such as to move something, perhaps? But aren't you just talking about the cloth then? That alone is too small. A larger item would be needed to move what I'm thinking of. I believe the killer used this suitcase to transport is... I've not been paying attention to that last piece of what he just said. But probably the body.
Take that!
Something that fit inside a suitcase that is also covered in blood. Sounds like a dead body, doesn't it? Okay, that's really nice about court record. What? I can't say court record, just evidence. Just call it the evidence. Just call it, yeah. In light of this, I'd say that Mr. Hicks was moved into the elevator from someplace else, which means that the murder was committed in an entirely different location. So you're saying that after moving the body into the elevator, the killer brought the suitcase in here and just left it? Exactly. What is it? Nothing, just that I was thinking about what Miss Rhoda said about coming here for something. Excuse me, Mr. Edgeworth. Okay, she's there. Tanero's there. I wanted to give you a bit more time, but I'm afraid I wasn't able to convince the captain. I'm very sorry, Mr. Edgeworth, but the captain feels that he has allowed you ample time. He says that he'd appreciate it if you could wrap it up here and return to your seat. I understand his sentiments, however, if I'm not allowed to complete my investigation, the crime scene may be contaminated by the time we land. If I must stop, then I insist I be allowed to oversee the preservation of the two sites. Under your supervision, of course. If that's your only condition, then I believe we can accommodate your wishes. I'm here to assist you in any way I can, Mr. Edgeworth. Sounds like fun. We can camp out and watch over everything together. I found proof that the real crime scene was not in the lounge, and I have enough evidence to prove myself to be innocent of any wrongdoing. And yeah, regarding what Miss Meal reminded me about Miss Tanero, I can't allow my investigation to end here. The truth must come to light. Yeah, Tanero is suspect number 1. Let's save her and move on to the next part. So let's go. And is that salmonella? Is that salmonella? I know that once we had landed, I'm supposed to let the local police take over. And thanks to Miss Tanero and Miss Meal, I was able to preserve the crime scene. But I just can't shake it. I wasn't able to talk with Miss Tanero in private. So I'm left wondering, just what was she up to? Why did she do what she did? There must be a way for me to continue my investigation. I've been expecting you, Miles Edgeworth. It's Franziska. Ooh. Franziska? I thought you were still in Germany. Why do all the prosecutors just go to Germany? Like, literally, everyone goes to Germany. Lavia is the only other example I can think of at the moment, but yeah. I go where I'm needed. You go where every prosecutor is needed. Fucking Germany. And wherever there are criminals to be caught. So there's a lot of criminals in Germany then. Her name is Franziska von Karma, the daughter of my mentor, Manfred von Karma. She, like myself, is a prosecutor. Are you heading up this case? It would be a bit of a relief if you are. Don't you try to flatter me, Miles Edgeworth. I'm placing you under arrest. What? It's quite frustrating, actually. I had hoped to exact my revenge on you in a different venue, but I'll have to take what I can get. I never thought I'd see the day when a disciple of the House of Von Karma would become a criminal. Have you no shame? Wait, it has all been a misunderstanding. I didn't kill the victim. A misunderstanding? I heard all about the murder over the police radio from the captain himself. You waited for the victim on the first floor and then beat him to death. Franziska, do you honestly believe that I killed a man? I suppose I should reserve judgment until after I have investigated this for myself. I can put your arrest on hold until then. That's as it should be. Ha. I don't need a lecture on how to perform my duties from you of all people. To be perfect in every way, the fulfillment of that creed alone is all I strive for. Well, I have my own creed which I must fulfill, so why don't we solve this together? I have to get going. The crime scene awaits. Don't you dare leave town. Trust me, I had no intention to. Detective Gumshoe. Yes, sir. Too slow. Ow! Listen up, I'm leaving you in charge of watching this man. Don't mess up, understand? Mr. Edgeworth, I'm supposed to guard him. A simple yes or no, detective. Yes, sir, understood, sir. You just leave it to me. Miles Edgeworth. If you interfere with my investigation, I'll arrest you on the spot. I'll be clear. Now then, if you'll excuse me. Good to see you again, Mr. Edgeworth, sir. Boy, am I glad to see you're okay. Thank you, detective. I believe in you, sir. You can lean on me. I'll get you through this. I have to admit, I'm a bit curious as to what Franziska is up to. Maybe I should ask the good detective. Very well. In that case, I have a few questions for you. So, let's see. Is that salmonella? Looking from behind. I think I've seen this man somewhere before. In Soviet Russia, world flags lunchboxes eat you. Found it. I feel a wave of creative powers coming on. It's over 9,000. For my next movie, it's going to be The Steel Samurai, Warrior of Neo Tokyo versus the World Samurai Champion of Earth. It's gonna rocks with so many boxes. So The Steel Samurai is finally getting a movie. That dude is so goofy, oh my god. Okay, let's actually talk to Gumshoe. So, how is the initial investigation going? We just shipped the body off to the coroner's office, and we're taking statements now, sir. That sounds like Franziska. She was always good at quick responses to a case. I'd say she was a little too quick, sir. Oh, how so? I rushed on over as soon as I got word of the affair, sir. But somehow when I got here, Miss Von Karma was already here barking out orders at everyone. It was kind of creepy, as though she knew there had been a murder or something, and had come in advance to await your flight's arrival. That is sort of odd. She did show up rather quickly and out of the blue. Plus, I still don't know why she's here in America. There must be some backstory to all of this. Miss Von Karma just kind of popped up at the prosecutor's office about a week ago, sir. Something about chasing down leads related to a certain incident. No details? It's kind of top secret, so she can't talk about it even with me, sir. Knowing her, the only type of talking she likes to do is with her whip. Plus, I doubt the top secret part was what stopped her from talking to you, detective. Although, I wonder if her case has anything to do with mine. Anyway, that's about all the info I have, sir. We should find out more as we investigate. Yeah, it's high time to resume my investigation. Start with talking to the people involved in this case afresh. Okay, so let's go. Let's go. So it must be the captain. Why, yes I am, and who might you be? I am the prodigy prosecutor Franziska Von Karma, and I have a few questions for you. I don't you dare, Captain, getting friendly with another woman. I'll never forgive you if you do. What are you talking about? I only have eyes for you, my dear Cammy. I wouldn't bet money on our dear Captain to be much of a reputable person. Sure you don't want to ask the Captain Sure you don't want to ask the Captain some questions, sir? He was in the cockpit the entire time. I highly doubt he would know anything of use. Anyway, I'd like to leave that type of witness to Franziska and her whip. Okay. What? Was he... Okay, we're back at the thing. But first, now see here. Sorry. I'm so sorry. How long do you intend to hold me? It's impossible for me to be the criminal, I told you, Mr. LeBlanc. Oh, it is you. Tell this man to stop stopping me from going. Time. It's money. I don't have even 1 second of wasteful time to spend. Let's go first. Let's go back up. I wanna get that Steam achievement for investigating our chair who comes you. This is my seat. Well, you read law books even when you're flying, sir. Were you expecting anything less? Now come along, we must hurry to the crime scene. Hold on a sec, there's a different box stuck in here. The Steel Samurai's Detective Gumshoe, am I going to have to charge you with invasion of privacy? Come on, Gumshoe. Hey, Mr. Edgeworth, I think you have too many red knights on this board. It's just your imagination. And it looks like that blue pawn is being completely surrounded by red knights. Now you're seeing things. Sir, I don't think you're supposed to have lots of the same piece like in checkers. I know that, detective. What do you take me for? Come on, Gumshoe. Let's just question the witnesses. LeBlanc, what are you doing? Why can't I? Did you finish taking his statement yet? Yep, all done, sir. I do not concern if you're not done examining the cargo hold. I want my cargo back. If you make a single scratch on my art, you will pay. Art? What sort of art? Mr. LeBlanc is an art dealer, so he's got a bunch of artwork down in the cargo hold, sir. There's practically a mountain of them, large and small. From folk costumes to stone statues, I sell all kinds of art. Folk costumes? Speaking of which, Mr. LeBlanc's hat. Kind of looks like that. It kind of looks like that other piece of cloth. What? The one found in the suit? Oh yeah, it kind of does. The one found in the suitcase. So yeah, let's show it to him. What's that? Mr. LeBlanc, can you please take a look at this for me? Oh, it's a Virginian cloth. As I suspected, your hat is made out of the same material, I suppose. Yeah, of course. This fabric is so famous. Orders come from over the seas for more. Then this is the cargo you were talking about earlier? No. My cargo this time is much gigantic. You, detective, where can I have my cargo moved? You can get your cargo back when we're done investigating, pal. The stubbornness of you police is no good. You're being stubborn. And it is no good that the attendant refuses to exit the attendance room too. That attendant? I wonder if he's talking about Miss Tenero. Is he talking about Tenero? What did you mean? What did you mean by that attendant, Mr. LeBlanc? She was taken into the attendance room for her interview, and then they still have not come out. They make no sign of coming out either. I was finished with my own interview much earlier, quicker than her. Why is Miss Tenero's interview the only one that's taken up so much time? And Francisca's here as well. Miles Edgeworth, you were given free rein to examine the plane, weren't you? Yeah, I was able to obtain the cooperation of the flight attendants. Speaking of attendants, I'd like to speak with Miss Tenero. I wonder if you might grant me permission to enter the flight attendants room? Before I do, you still have to clear up a few issues surrounding your own circumstances. I understand. You may have tricked those attendants with your sophisticated talking, but you can't pull the wool off of my eyes, Miles Edgeworth. Let's not complicate things and go with the most obvious conclusion. The scene of the crime was here in the very lounge the body was discovered. Well, no. From the time the victim was seen calling and finding an attendant until his body was found, the only person in this lounge the entire time was you, Miles Edgeworth. This unmistakably makes you the likeliest suspect. The likeliest suspect, Francisca? Do you have a problem with that? No, but it's not like you to use such vague wording. You're usually a bit more absolute. I'm simply trying to watch out for you. Or is my kindness too hard for you to comprehend? Thank you, but your leniency is unnecessary, for I will prove my innocence soon enough. If I want to continue my investigation, I'll have to break her line of logic fast. Okay. Let's see. Okay, what can we see? Okay, what can we even contradict even? Well, it wasn't. The thing wasn't the scene of the crime wasn't the lounge. It was the gift shop, wasn't it? So let's present that to Francisca. It would appear that you did not have all the information you needed after all. And what does that mean? I found a nice piece of evidence just before I was forced to stop investigating. A piece that proves that the body was moved from a different location. The killer used this suitcase to move the victim's body, meaning that the real scene of the crime is not this lounge after all. Now, who's the one who's rashly jumping to conclusions? Excuse me? All you did was find this piece of cloth inside the suitcase. That doesn't prove that the body was moved. It could be that the killer simply chose that suitcase as a good place to hide the cloth. I expected you would come to that conclusion. It would seem I can't escape that easily. You should know better than that. Von Karma is perfect in every way. Except, how many times did you lose to Phoenix again, Francisca? Because it was a lot. It was a lot. Yeah. 3 cases at least. But did you know that the killer definitely wheeled the suitcase around at some point? As if there's any proof of that. What is the proof that the suitcase was moved around? That would be in the here. That would be here. Grape juice footprints. The spilled grape juice in front of the elevator. Yeah, and I'd like to draw your attention to this area here. Where's the evidence that proves the killer dragged the suitcase through here? Oh wait, this bit. This looks like it could have been. This bit here looks like the wheels could have been dragged through the grape juice. And there was grape juice on the suitcase wheels as well, which makes sense. So let's send it to Francisca. This mark here, wouldn't you say that it looks suspiciously like tracks on two wheels? I suppose. Further, there is also grape juice residue on the wheels of the suitcase. This means that the suitcase containing the victim's body definitely passed through here. I suppose this means that the killer did move the victim's body from somewhere else. I'm glad you've come to your senses. Not so fast, this still doesn't put you in the clear. Not by a long shot. What? You prepared yourself and acquired the piggy bank before the plane hit that turbulence, but that wouldn't make sense because of the broken glass. And then you waited for the victim in the lounge where you beat him to death. Then while you were in the elevator with the victim's body stuffed into that suitcase, the plane hit that patch of turbulence and out flew the body from within the suitcase. With no way out, you hastily put the suitcase back where you had taken it from, and pretended to be the discoverer of the body. Not a bad bit of logic for something you thought of on the fly. Just what are you insinuating? That I will show you exactly how flawed your logic is. No matter how strong of a face you put on, not even you can hide your fears from me. I'll expose the flaws in her logic in one fell swoop. Okay. Yeah, that doesn't make sense with the... Yeah, that doesn't make sense with the glass case. The fact that you took this piece of evidence into account in your testimony is to be commended. Your legal prowess is certainly something to be feared. Evidence and logic, essential tools that those who would stand in a courtroom must learn to master. What if there was a fake piece of evidence thrown into the mix? A fake? This Captain Eagle piggy bank is just a fake. It is not the real murder weapon. What? The timing of when the bank was taken from the shop is important, and it was taken after the turbulence had occurred. But then, what about the blood on the bank? Oh, what do you make of that? I assume it was added after the murder when the killer fabricated this weapon. Looking at it this way, the killer basically did three things after the turbulence. After exiting the elevator, the killer brought the suitcase to the shop and left it there. Then the killer proceeded to pick up the bag from the floor and took it to fabricate a fake murder weapon by hitting the victim on the head. Finally, the victim's wallet was planted on my personage, in my pocket to be precise. Everything was done so that I would be framed for the murder of Mr. Appy Hicks. You there? Yes, ma'am. Other than this piggyback, was anything else resembling a murder weapon found? We didn't find anything in this lounge or in the shop that could be used as one, ma'am. Most of the items that could have been used were broken during the turbulence, and the remaining items all tested negative for any trace of blood. I see. Well, Miles Edgeworth, it appears your stall tactics are at an end. But it's possible that it's just hidden somewhere, sir. Yeah, like, what was it called? What was the place called? Zhengfa. Like Zhengfa. Wait. No, that would not make sense. That would not make sense at all. Actually, now thinking about it, because the murder happened between 5 and 6:15. Don't mind me. If the criminal had wanted to hide the weapon in a safer place, I think the weapon would have been hidden in the same place as the bloody cloth. Except what I was thinking. Because the cloth was hidden inside that suitcase, it signals to me that the killer had not prepared a more secure place to hide the evidence, which means that the real murder weapon is either still on the murderer's personage, or is still the real crime scene. There's one more possibility, and that would be that the piggy bank is in fact the real weapon. But didn't we just... Let me finish. The killer took the bank out from the display case before the turbulence by opening the lock on the display case door, which makes Tenero even more suspicious because she has all the keys. And it was at that time that the glass pane in the door was broken. I'd say that's a perfectly reasonable line of reasoning, wouldn't you? Let's see, so that means that the killer had the key to the display case. Franziska, the person you're talking about. No, so fast, I'm not finished. The person I'm talking about also committed another sin. She tricked the captain and granted you permission to conduct your investigation. Yeah, it is the sin of lying. Speaking of which, I recall that you also wish to speak with her. Yeah. Very well, permission granted. Only if I can sit in on your interrogation. Do we understand each other? I had no intention of interrogating her, but you are welcome to accompany me if you so wish. Miss Tenero is in the flight attendant's room. Let's move. Yeah, let's go in there. Let's go in there. And I love how Tenero is on like basically everything because we look at the evidence. She is on the front of the Sky magazine. She is on everything. Which makes me think this is a slight trap into making us think that Tenero is the real like killer when it's actually someone else, like the captain or Cammy or something. So you're the one that poked around inside this plane without the captain's permission? Deviating from the flight attendant's manual is very unbecoming, you know. What were you hoping to accomplish by doing that? I, Miss Tenero. Mr. Edgeworth, you're here too? Can you please help us and shed some light on why you did what you did? Alright. Okay, let's talk to her then. Let's talk to her. Yes, sir? Nope. I'm gonna talk to you, Gumshoe, for once. I heard you lie about receiving the captain's permission like that. Because I didn't think I would be able to get his permission. What do you mean? The captain, he only has ears for Cammy. I spoke with the captain a little earlier myself. He definitely seems to be rather taken with Miss Meal. Yeah, and on top of that, I'd mistakenly accused Mr. Edgeworth of being the killer. I wanted to make amends. In that case, please allow me to thank you for what you did. Thanks to you, I was able to clear myself of all charges. Really? You were able to prove your innocence? Oh, thank goodness. Miss Tenero, is it? There's one more thing I'd like to ask you. You were in the in-flight shop just before the turbulence, weren't you? Please answer me honestly. Yeah, I was. And why were you there? Well, what a sudden hesitation. Franziska seems to have struck a nerve. All I did was go check up on the shop like I always do. Oh, you were moving the suitcase. You saying it was for work then? Yeah, I'm in charge of the shop, so I have to keep an eye on it. I don't have any reason to go there otherwise. After your visit to the shop, you paid a visit to this room, correct? Yeah, I came back to freshen up and adjust my makeup. I'm sorry, but there isn't much else to tell. Miss Tenero claims to have no reason other than duty to go to the shop. But is that all there is to it? Maybe I should ask her about that thing. The thing, aka the suitcase. If you could please take a look at this for me, Miss Tenero. Oh, that suitcase. Yeah, about this suitcase. You are the one who designed it, correct? And I think I figured something else out about it. This suitcase is the reason you went to the shop, isn't it? There's nothing you won't find out eventually, is there? Won't you please tell me more about this suitcase? Yeah, I was interested in seeing how the suitcases I had designed were selling. I know that as a service professional I'm not supposed to care, but I really wanted to know. And I was glad to see that it was the last one there. Last one there? Oh. Huh. So you're saying, Mr. Tenero, that the suitcase in question was the last one? Yeah, they're just so popular they're practically flying off the shelves. That's not exactly the impression I got. Her eyes twitching. Something's up. I've played way too much Apollo Justice to know that is a towel. The one in the shop is most definitely the last one. Well, we're currently looking at that suitcase. Really? Then I guess we sold all of them. Thank you very much for taking the last one. I didn't say anything about buying it. Then say you'll buy it. I'm sorry, I can't. But why? I think it goes great with your complexion, Mr. Edgeworth. It really suits you. Yeah, no. I guarantee it personally as a service professional. Biased. Well, that is, how should I put this? It's hideous. What? Maybe that was a bit too direct. Bit too harsh. Moving on, my issue with the suitcases isn't the design. It's the number of them remaining. There were 2 suitcases in the invite shop when I investigated it. 2? But that's impossible. I'm sure there was only 1. Looks like her story has generated quite the contradiction. When I left the shop, I'm positive there was only 1 suitcase left. Something is amiss here. What could be the meaning of this inconsistency? By the way, Mr. Nero, why is one of the suitcases doing here? I thought you said there's only 1 left. That one is, it's mine. I've used it for a very long time now. But it still has the price tag on it, and it's $1,200. No wonder it's not selling. $1,000 for that piece of shit. Way too expensive. I was expecting more like maybe 30 quid, 30, 40, like 40 quid. Not $1,000. She's used it for a long time? I think not. Mr. Nero, I'd appreciate it if you wouldn't lie to me. Excuse me? I don't believe for even 1 second that you've used this for a very long time. And you know what? I'm gonna see how much $1,200 is in pounds. So it would be USD to GBP. £917 currently. Who would pay 900 quid for a suitcase? Who's insane like that? The mega rich maybe? But we already knew that the mega rich were insane anyways. I don't believe for even 1 second that you've used this for a very long time. What proves that this hasn't been used for nearly as long as Mr. Nero has said? The price tag.
Take that!
Tell me, Mr. Nero, is it also your habit to keep the price tag pristine on your suitcase? What is the meaning of this? Why would you lie about a suitcase? Despite having faith in her design sense, the sales numbers made her cry better tears. The truth is becoming increasingly clear to me. Mr. Nero, I think I understand. I know what you are trying to hide. Now then, this suitcase was originally in the in-flight shop. Seeing as how the price tag is still on this suitcase, one could only assume it was out on the floor for sale in the shop, and the person who bought this suitcase was, in fact, you yourself. What can I?
Take that!
I'm so used to. I don't know why I tried to use space 2% instead of T. It was you, wasn't it, Mr. Nero? I hate to say this, but this suitcase that you designed, it hasn't sold very well, has it? You saw how poorly this design that you poured your heart into was selling, and were deeply hurt. That's why you wanted to make it look like it was selling by buying it yourself, isn't that right? Then the reason you went to the shop and came back here was... I'm sorry. All I really have is my job. I was overjoyed when my design was chosen. I thought that maybe I'd finally accomplished something. But the suitcases didn't sell. It's because of the design, isn't it? Or because it's, as you put it, hideous. I can't say they chose a great place in which to sell them either. We weren't selling a single one and they were just sitting there collecting dust. I felt so bad seeing them there day in, day out. So I decided to buy one for every flight I work. Do you buy one every single time you work a flight? I see, so in order to keep your resolution, you went and bought one today as well. Yeah, and here is my receipt for that purchase. This receipt is clearly timestamped at 5:40 AM. That is one expensive suitcase, oh my god. I still can't get over how expensive it is. The truth is, there's still a bunch of them left unsold. We're planning to scrap the remaining ones at the end of this flight. Mr. Nero, where are these other suitcases? They should all be down in the cargo hold. Then the suitcase the killer used. could very well have come from the cargo hold. And Mr. Edgeworth, you don't think that the killer used one of my suitcases to... Yeah, I do. The killer used one of your beloved suitcases to move the victim's body. How could they? Those suitcases were meant to be faithful partners to our passengers on their trip. And that's all I ever wished for them to be. Mr. Now, is there any other way to get to the cargo hold other than the elevator? The only other way is just through that door there. And what about security? That door has no special lock installed because just to enter this room, you need a special keycard that only crew members have access to, which means that the culprit is someone who can enter this room, eliminating the passengers and leaving only crew members as potential suspects. I can't believe it. Yes, Francisca? Going on these wild goose chases. You're a disgrace to the Von Karma name. And what do you mean by that? The suitcase came from the cargo hold. That fact alone tells the whole story. Yeah, which is why I said the culprit must be a crew member who used their keycard. Miles Edgeworth, you're proposing that the killer rode the elevator from the cargo hold, correct? Yeah, that's the only realistic possibility. That other attendant, Miss Mule. I asked her earlier and she had this to say. Francisca got information out of Miss Mule. In order to make the elevator go down to the cargo hold, a different keycard is required. A different one? Yeah, and the only person who holds that particular card is you, Miss Rhoda Tenero, and only you. What, is this true, Miss Tenero? Yeah, I keep that keycard in my locker at all times. Could you please show us that card right now? Yeah, hold on. I don't believe it. What's wrong? The keycard, it's gone. Oh, very clever. Pretending that your card was stolen when in fact you're just trying to hide it from us? You've really thought this through. Wait, it's not like that. You can tell us all about it, what it's like. You can tell us all... What kind of word today? You can tell us all about what it's like down at the station. Officer, arrest this woman. Yes, ma'am. Mr. Edgeworth. I don't believe that's the whole story. What's wrong? There's disbelief written all over your face. Francisca, I know that you are the lead investigator in this case. However, don't even think about wasting any more of my time. I feel like this case is a bait and switch. You know the rules as well as I do. Evidence speaks louder than words. Even if this isn't a courtroom, that basic tenet still applies. I intend to investigate the cargo hold now. What will you do, Miles Edgeworth? I intend to do likewise. Okay. You know what, let's go. Let's go. We're only like an hour and 40 minutes in. So yeah, let's go. Yeah, save right there. Let's go. Cargo hold time. Wow, so this is the cargo hold, huh? It's so big. Yeah, there's a missing suitcase right there. This plane is a special model. It has both a super large cargo hold and ultra luxurious first class seating. So this is the real scene of the murder. There is certainly a high possibility of that, which is why we are here, correct? So let's get investigating, sir. Ooh, investigation time. Let's go. Okay, we have the suitcases. One is very clearly missing. Holy suitcases, Mr. Edgeworth. It's like an all-you-can-use suitcase fair. There must be all the leftover ones they couldn't sell. The ones the company is planning to dispose of after this flight is over. This painting is really cool, don't you think? It practically screams artsy. Oh, why not purchase one then? I'm sure it'll bring you much happiness. You think so? Then maybe I will. Let's see here. $1,200? That's what I said! I think I'll pass. Yeah. And plus, Gumshoe probably can't afford one. Anyways, from the amount of times Edgeworth has, docked his pay. And Mr. Now wonders why they don't sell. You need 2 jobs just to buy one. Although, it definitely looks like one is missing. What is this brittle substance I'm stepping on? It's a bunch of glass fragments? Okay, let's see. Why is there a random suitcase just open here? Hey, what's with the suitcase, pal? It's what the victim checked in, sir. So this suitcase belonged to Mr. Hicks. I don't think he'd mind if we took a closer look. There's nothing out of the ordinary in here, sir. Wait, a file? And there's a photo of Miss Von Karma in it, sir. It looks like a profile on Francisca. Why would Mr. Hicks have a file on her? Why would he have a file on you? You arrived at the scene of the crime before Detective Gumshoe, correct? And you then immediately began to direct the investigation. It seems to me that you were already here at the airport for something besides this murder. Yeah, it was. Yeah, why are we here? I've been following a very large and involved governmental level international crime, but it's much too large for one person to take on alone. So it was decided that I should form a joint investigation with Interpol. Okay, so she's joining with the international police then. Interpol is involved? It's a top secret operation, so I really can't tell you any more than I already have. Okay. Let's connect some stuff. What do we have? We have broken glasses and the glass shards. Those are obviously somehow connected. I think we can safely conclude that these fragments are from a pair of glasses, and the victim was wearing a pair of broken glasses. Exactly what I was thinking. I'm sure that the shards would match up perfectly with the remnants of his glasses lens. Ergo, the victim was here, just as I suspected. So you're saying that the real scene of the crime was here, sir? Isn't that what I've been trying to say for a while now? I would say I didn't know that. Jeez. Perhaps it's a bit early to draw that conclusion. However, I believe that the probability has just skyrocketed considerably. All that's left is to find the murder weapon. Okay, we've got these as well, which maybe are connected. We can see. The profile on Francisca and Interpol. Now why would Mr. Hicks have documents profiling Francisca unless Mr. Hicks also worked for Interpol? Oh, I know. I bet he's a big fan of Miss Von Karma, sir. Francisca said that she had come to this airport as part of an Interpol investigation. Oh, maybe Mr. Hicks had heard she was coming here and he followed her. Detective, I think it's more likely that Mr. Hicks was, in actuality, Interpol Agent Hicks. I think Francisca has some explaining to do. What's up, Francisca? You came to this airport to rendezvous with the victim, didn't you? Nonsense, what are you talking about? You found a profile detailing information about you in the victim's luggage. I suppose it was prepared for him so that he could recognize you when he landed. Which makes him not Mr. Hicks, but rather Interpol Agent Hicks. Isn't that correct? I should have known you'd figure it out, Miles. But it looks like they got to him first. So you really did come here to receive an Interpol agent then? Yeah. Agent Hicks was on the trail of a very large international smuggling ring. He went undercover to investigate this crime, and it was I who put him on this case. I was supposed to receive a call from him on this cell phone. What is his language? I was supposed to read. What did she say? Not that. I was supposed to receive a call from him on his cell phone once he had landed. I never expected to receive a call about his murder instead. I think we now have pretty definitive evidence that Agent Hicks came down here to the cargo hold. But what was he doing here, sir? There's nothing but luggage. Oh, I get it. Maybe he forgot something in his suitcase and came down to get it. How? Agent Hicks came here for a work-related reason. Of that, I'm sure. Yeah, I'm sure he was here to investigate the smuggling operation he was observing. Francisca, do you know exactly how he intended to pursue his investigation? No, unfortunately, I was going to find out from him after we landed. I see, but this raises another question. A normal passenger can't access the cargo hold on their own. Agent Hicks must have identified himself to a member of the crew and entered the cargo hold with that person who let him in. Yeah, and then he was murdered here. These glass fragments and his broken glasses are a testament to that. And then the killer put Agent Hicks into one of the spare suitcases and they entered the elevator, but while they were riding up, the plane hit that patch of turbulence. Because of the intense shaking, the suitcase popped open and Agent Hicks's body flew out. At the same time, his wallet fell out of his pocket, spilling its contents everywhere. Which explains why there was money scattered all over the elevator floor. Okay, investigation complete. I think it's pretty easy to say who the culprit is at this stage. What? Really, sir? I know what you're thinking, Miles Edgeworth. But the killer can be none other than Miss Rhoda Tenero. If he was a crew member, any of one of them could have shown Agent Hicks to the cargo hold. But the point to keep in mind is the keycard that allows the elevator to come down here. The only person with such high-level access to it, the only person with such high-level access is Miss Rhoda Tenero. I say that's a pretty decisive piece of information, wouldn't you? But didn't Tenero's card get stolen? I know what she's trying to say, but I'm not certain it's as simple as that. But didn't her thing get stolen? Okay, let's go to that. Let's go to that statement.
Hold it!
But it's highly likely that the keycard was stolen from Miss Tenero. It's highly likely. Is that possibility the best you could come up with? And you call yourself a disciple of my father? Calm down. Yeah, well, while I don't have any evidence, be quiet. You're a disgrace. There's more evidence pointed to Miss Rhoda Tenero, you know. It's not just a key card that gives her away. Then what? Why did my webcam do that? Be silly. Are you talking about the murder weapon, the Captain Hugo piggyback? And yeah, she's also the only person with a key to open that display case. That could have been stolen as well.
Objection!
What did he say? But that is a fake. Stop right there, Miles Edgeworth. You don't have any proof that this is just a red herring. If you must keep on insisting that it's a fake, then what is the real murder weapon and where did it go? Speechless, I see. That's not a surprise. After all, you know that we've searched the entire cargo hold and came up empty-handed. There must be a way. There must be something that can help me rule out the piggyback as the murder weapon. What should be examined further to help us ascertain the authenticity of the weapon? The body, maybe? Francesca, I think you're too quick to jump to your conclusions. Oh, was I? Yeah, we don't even have the autopsy report yet. How can I not say that you made a snap judgment when you have yet to even see if the wound on Agent Hicks's head is consistent with the murder weapon? Added 5 minutes, by the way. Scruffy! Yes, sir. Contact the medical examiner's office at once. I wish to hear the results of Agent Hicks's autopsy. Yes, sir. We've got a big problem, Mr. Edgeworth, sir. What is it? That is a shit. This webcam, man. It freezes at the most stupidest time. What is it, detective? They're still doing the autopsy, but they said that they already know this one thing for sure. Report now. The doc said that it's one giant bruise from a beating from his shoulder down to his mid-back. From the victim's shoulder to his mid-back, he was beaten over such a wide area. Yeah, I'd say maybe it's a sign the killer had a grudge against Agent Hicks. It wasn't just his head. The killer went all out and hit him multiple times, sir. Scruffy, what is had a grudge against Agent Hicks supposed to mean? Well, that's, was the wound on the victim's head consistent with the murder weapon, detective? Oh, they said they were still looking into that, sir. You're completely useless. That's not his fault! Francisca! Chill the fuck out, Fran. Oh my god. So I told you already, you can't go down there. No, you remove yourself from my way. Where's all that racket? It's this guy. It's this fucking guy again. Oh my god. My luggage and my cargo, they're mine, and I demand you return them to me. We're still investigating the cargo hold. Please understand and have a little patience. This makes him look mega suspicious. I suppose there is no choice. Finally, I think he gave... Hey, what are you? You have left me no choice but to use strong force. You won't get past me. This is... Wait, that's it. So that's what this whole thing has been about? Further, there's the matter of the key to the display case that held the murderous bank. After all, I'm itchy nose. After all, you know we searched the entire cargo hold and it came up empty-handed. Doc said there is one giant bruise from beating from his shoulder down to his mid-back. Oh. Cause of death? Allegedly oh my god. Allegedly the killer struck the victim many times over, which is why there is extensive bruising over such an area. My nose is so itchy, oh my god, it is so annoying. But is that really the correct conclusion to draw from the evidence? The bruise from his shoulder to the middle of his back is one continuous mark, which is more suggestive of a single blow to the back. If that's the case, then the piggy bank is much too small to have caused that. Therefore, the murder weapon must be something far bigger. Weapon could have found a sizable weapon. That's that. If we're looking for a rather large weapon, you'd think it would stick out. But so far, we haven't found anything that resembles a weapon of any sort. Perhaps, just perhaps, it's something we all overlooked from the beginning. Because normally it's too impossibly big to be taken into consideration. What was that all about? Was he trying to jump his way down here? Francisca! What do you want? I found it, Francisca. I found the real murder weapon. You did? He really jumped. We didn't realize it until now, but the answer has been right in front of us this whole time. He might be hurt, we should check up on him, sirs. There's that pompous attitude of yours again. You should learn to drop that habit. Oh, really? Really? You, of all people, saying that he has a pompous attitude? As if you don't have the same attitude. This coming from from a prosecutor with a habit of whipping everyone she comes across. Yeah, exactly. Her attitude is way more dangerous than Edward's. Anyway, if you really are a prosecutor, then you'll back yourself up with evidence. You two aren't listening at all, are you? No, I understand you, by the way. Come on then, show me this real murder weapon you speak of. We don't have evidence. I don't have any evidence to show you. The ad is in progress. And that is Francisca's classic line of calling everyone a fucking fool. But does she know she's the fool in this situation? I need to change. Not change. Oh no, I need to take my phone off charge. There we go. And I love how I still have Emma on screen. Even though we haven't seen Emma in a little while. And the ad break is over. Welcome back from the ad. Welcome back, guys. Foolish reasoning for a foolish fool from a foolishly foolish fool meant to fool me. What do you mean I don't have any evidence to show? Perhaps I should have phrased it as that which caused Agent Hicks's death is incorporeal. Forgive me, but I do believe I have figured out what was the real cause of death. Free fall. The victim fell from a great height and subsequently died as a result. In other words, the real cause of death is free falling to the ground. He fell to his death. Yeah, this is the only plausible possibility. The victim has extensive bruising on the back of his head and his back, and the only rational explanation for these injuries is that he fell to his death. But the murder happened inside this plane. I know. And claiming that there is some place in this plane from which he could have fallen from. As I said earlier, the answer has been right in front of me the entire time. And my fucking second monitor has gone off. I'll try and fix it. Let me try and fix it. What the fuck? Why is it not? It does this. The wire, just like the one through my webcam, it's a bit dodge. Oh, come on. Why is it not? Why is it being so stupid? Oh my god. Just get back on, please. Just turn back on. Yeah, I don't. Just turn back on, please. Oh my god. It just randomly turns off. There we go. There we go. Okay, it's turned back on now. There we go. Now I can move OBS to that screen. It is such. Why it is though? It just acts so dodgily at times. As I said earlier, the answer has been right in front of us the entire time. You can't mean. Yeah, I do. The victim fell from the top of the stairs of this very cargo hold. What? Then. Wait, why is Spotify closed? Why is that closed? Huh? I don't know why that randomly closed then. I'm moving. There you go. We're in trouble, and we may have a second death on our hands, sir. Hey, you! Tell me you aren't dead, pal. Why are you screaming? He's alive! And there you have it, Miles Edgeworth. It's not possible that Agent Hicks fell over the railing to his death. That man is living proof of that. I suppose it's true that it's not possible, given the current circumstances. The current circumstances? What is that supposed to mean? Suppose that large piece of cargo wasn't there at the time. What would have happened then? He would have been a Virginian pancake for sure, sir. I suppose that man over there wouldn't still be breathing. But the reality is that cargo box is there, so there's no point in entertaining your wild hypothetical scenarios. It may be there now, there's no proof that it was always there. Ha, as if there could have been a window of time when that giant box was not there. Ah, but there was. What? What can I use to show her that it's not possible the box was not there where it is now? Maybe the... well, where is it? Where is it? What am I thinking of? Maybe when they were refueling in Zhengfa.
Take that!
You refueled in the Republic of Zhengfa? Yeah, this flight had a short layover in Zhengfa in order to refuel. But that wasn't the only reason for the layover. We also transferred some cargo. What if the box in question was only transferred onto the plane in that time? To further prove my point, let's take a look at what's next to the box in question. It's labelled Zhengfa Express. Correct. Meaning it was loaded onto the plane in Zhengfa. Now, what if the box in question was also loaded on at the same time? It would mean that the box was not here in the cargo hold during the Europe to Zhengfa leg of the flight, making a clear drop from which Agent Hicks could have fallen to his death entirely possible. But your theory is still very far-fetched. How? Then allow me a chance to prove how likely my scenario is. My first order of business will be to examine that piece of cargo in more detail. Okay, let's examine. Okay, let's do more examining around. Okay, first, I know there's a ladder achievement. So is there any ladders around? I want to go back up here. He's just beefing. He's just being like all too tough for no reason. Mate, you just fell into there. Chill the fuck out. Chill the fuck out. Wait, I can examine up here. There. The leftover suitcases sit here, lined up in 2 pretty neat rows. Too bad for Mr. Nero, but this design is unmarketable. I'd buy one if it was cheaper, so do you think they'd sell it to me at a discount? Or why don't they sell them in the airport and have a bargain basement sale? Buy one, get one free. If you win the raffle, you'll get one more for free. How about these ideas, sir? I think if they did that, everyone would lose. Okay, so that's just examining the suitcases then. Oh, I just love pushing the buttons on elevators and crosswalk signals. Yeah, you should give it a try, sir. Go on, push it. The elevator is currently stopped on the 1st floor, detective. It can't move. Oh yeah, I guess nothing would happen if you pushed it now. What if it would happen normally anyway without the special key card? Both the door to the attendance room and the elevator's control panels require a key card, which makes it impossible for a passenger to come down here. Okay, let's finally examine these then. This is a rather large piece of cargo. There's a tag on it, sir. Let's see. A lift red statue? Never heard of it. No, but all I care about is if we can prove it wasn't here at the time of the crime. Then let's get investigating, sir. He's just thoroughly beefing with everyone. Look here, do not go about touching my possessions without my permission. Don't rush up on me like that, pal. So this belongs to Mr. LeBlanc, does it? I should see what else I can find out from him. Yeah, let's talk to him. I take it that this large piece of cargo belongs to you, Mr. LeBlanc. Of course it is mine. I shipped this fine piece of art from Europe. This at least red statue is worth 10 million cents. No, maybe much, much more. Mr. LeBlanc's reasoning for choosing this plane must have been the large cargo hold. 10 million cents into dollars. 10 million cents into dollars. So that would be 10. Convert, is that? That's it. That would be $10,000. So not as much as you claim. 10 million cents. I suggest you stop trying to calculate how many packets of noodles that makes. Detective. Darn, how did you do that? I feel like you keep getting better and better at seeing right through me every year. That grow with each revolution of the planet around the sun. I have the distinct impression he continues to madly spin in place. Hey, Mr. Edger, so that 10 million cents, is that in euros or dollars? Or in dollars? Does it really make a difference to our case? Wait, euros use cents? I thought they used something different. Mr. LeBlanc, there's a chance that your cargo is related to our murder case. I was wondering if you would allow us to examine it a bit closer. It is a very valuable piece of art, so no, there'll be no touching. I have an idea. What if he's smuggling it? If Mr. LeBlanc has something to do with the smuggling ring, then it's possible this fake statue was brought on board in Genvar. I think I need to question him a bit further. A fake statue. I'm gonna sneeze. I buy your statue, Mr. LeBlanc. I wonder if it might be a fake. What? How dare you say my art is fake? I suppose that your statue might be the target of an international smuggling ring. Don't say such fantastical things. Those thieves would not dare. I have the certification of my cargo right here. Do you mean the cargo certification document? Mr. Zinc LeBlanc, why didn't you say so earlier? Please show it to us at once. I can't read this. What does it say? It says as plain as day the cargo was put onto the plane in Europe. And there you have it, Miles Edgeworth. Too bad for you. Does Francisca need glasses or some shit? This statue was brought on board in Europe, just as it states in this certificate. No, that's... Oh wait, no, it would be in Virginian. That's why she can't read it. She can't read Virginian. Which means that there never was a window of time in which the statue was sitting there. I respectfully disagree. We can't discount the theory until I see the statue for myself. Then you can have your wish. Look at it yourself and see I am right. This. I know I've seen this somewhere before. This is the Aleph Red. It gives us such a feeling of awe. I can practically smell it. This statue has a high amount of historic value. After it was unveiled at a museum in Europe, I brought it to this country to exhibit it. I believe a closer look is warranted here. Hello, Ace! Hello, how you doing? So this is the infamous Aleph Red statue. What is it, Mr. Edgeworth? Did you find something? There's something wrong with this picture. We should examine it in more detail. Okay. Are these eyes made of some sort of gem? Hi, looking from the Discord. I'm studying, so on mute, but I hope you have a good dream. Wait, thank you, Zala Rogue. Welcome on in. Thank you for hanging out. Thank you for coming over and looking. Are these eyes made of some sort of gem? That's a real nice shade of orange. For a second, I couldn't even tell they were jewels. Oh, but they kind of remind me of the eyes of this stray cat that lives near my house. Are the eyes supposed to be this color? Is it possible this statue is a fake? Maybe? Probably? It's probably a fake. Wait, can we deduce it? Can we deduce it already? Maybe? Oh, wait, why is that not connected? Oh. No idea. Why is the cloth... What's this? The statue looks like it's stepping all over its neighbor's cloth cover. It kind of resembles its owner's attitude in a sense. You, what did you say now? Further, my cloth's hem is not being stepped on by anyone. It is too expensive for me to allow that to happen. Please forgive the trespasses of my subordinate. Why should I forgive you if the dress passes? Unless it is an expensive dress, you keep it. Who's that? Maybe? Is this spot somehow connected to any of the evidence I hold? Let's see. Maybe cargo from Shangfa? My nose is so itchy. There's clearly a contradiction here. What are you going on about? It's just a simple case of a cargo cover getting stuck under another piece of cargo. Ah, that's not possible. My nose is so itchy. I need to close my nose in a minute. But yeah, that's not possible if this was originally stored onto it. It's stored onto the plane when it was in Virginia, and the cargo from Zhangfa was boarded in Zhangfa, because obviously the plane departed from Virginia, they stopped in Zhangfa, so how did the cloth get stuck under it? But it shouldn't be this way, but the statue is on top of the cloth. Supposing that the neighbouring piece of cargo was brought on board in Zhangfa, there's no way that any part of it should wind up under something from Europe, which means that this fake statue was smuggled on board in Zhangfa. But then what about the cargo certification? Let me ask in return, what about Agent Hicks? Why did he come down here in the middle of the flight? There's only one reason why: to secure proof of smuggling activity aboard this plane. Seriously, but I don't... Oh, I accidentally skipped it. Seriously, but I don't believe he had to do that mid-flight. We could have just easily inspected all of the cargo after the plane landed. That may be true, however, Yeah, but backwards, Francisca. Sure, Agent Hicks could have waited until after the plane had landed, but he had a reason for coming down to the cargo hold. Suppose he had found the fake at the airport, it would have been after the swap had occurred. At that time, the suspicion would naturally fall onto the statue's owner, who would have no way to prove that the statue was switched without his knowledge, which means there is someone involved who is forging or modifying cargo certificates. I believe that even further examination will be required. Now that we have confirmed that this was brought on board in Zhengfa, there must be some sort of proof that this statue is indeed a fake, and I will present to you evidence that will resolve the remaining contradiction. Okay. Let's have a look around. So this statue was brought on board in Zhengfa, which means it's a fake, right, sir? Yeah, and there's still one less contradiction to resolve here. Huh? Where? As unobservant as ever, I see. Take a good look at this. Take a good look at the evidence and it'll come to you. Okay. Oh my god, my nose. Well, over here, it says Zhengfa Express on the cloth, sir. Something is tugging on the corner of my mind, as though something is out of place. Go back up. What? Oh my god, what is it? My brain is not braining today. Let's see. Let's have a look at these, the eyes. Is this spot somehow connected to any of the evidence I hold? Wait. Oh shit, that. These eyes are awfully orange, don't you think? Yeah, pretty. They remind me of sunsets when I was in grade school, sir. I don't think you see what I'm talking about. No, I do, but it's really like the colour of the sun when it's setting, sir. Ah, the memories. I remember standing out in that field, spinning with my arms out until I felt ill. I don't care about sunsets. Focus, detective. What colours are the eyes in this photo? Huh? So they're red. As I thought, the statue is a fake. Mr. LeBlanc, what do you want? Do you not know I'm a busy man? I allow you 2 seconds for your answer. The Aleph red. I suppose this is your pride and joy, is it not? It is the biggest trophy on this European trip. Do you know why I wanted to possess this statue? The trigger started 17 years ago. Better grab a chair, sir. Sounds like this is going to be a long story. Mr. LeBlanc, I regret to inform you, and you have my heartfelt sympathy, but what is that sympathy? For what? You'll see. I'd like you to compare the eyes. That large fellow there has bright and pretty eyes compared to you. I wasn't talking about the 2 of us. I meant the eyes for the statue in front of us and the one in this photo. Why the sudden yelling? Now then, oh! It's a photo on display at the museum in Europe. Oh, what? Now, do you see, Mr. LeBlanc? The statue before us is a fake. A fake? Investigation complete. I guess the victim knew the real version of this was gonna get nabbed her. Yeah, while this photo could be seen as nothing more than a simple souvenir, it was in fact taken to be used as a reference document later on. Next, Agent Hicks had to secure proof that the smuggling had taken place. He came down here to take a picture of the cargo hold, a rather empty one at that, right before the fake statue could be loaded on board. A photo of the hold missing a valuable piece of the cargo would have been proof enough. After that, all we had to do was hold the Zhengfa cargo crew and arrest the smuggler. Exactly. This only goes to prove my theory. If the statue was not in the cargo hold during the Europe-Zhengfa leg of the trip, there would have been enough height from which Agent Hicks could have fallen to his death. Officer, move this statue immediately. I want a thorough examination of the floor underneath, now. Miss Von Karma, I'm ready to report my findings. Go on. After moving the Aleph red statue out of the way, we tested the area underneath it with luminol, and there was a reaction. Blood. I see, there was a reaction to luminol, an indication that there was blood in that spot. Can we stop looking at this? I now says, it would seem that my deductions were correct after all. I suppose it would appear that way. The culprit cleaned the blood up well. And how do you think the killer did that? How did the killer clean up all the blood? With the Virginian cloth that had all the blood on it. The killer used the bloody cloth I found inside the suitcase to clean up the mess. I see, they had a need to clean up all the blood before the plane landed in Zhengfa. Yeah, because otherwise the cargo crew would have discovered it during the layover. So you guys are saying that the murder happened before the plane landed in Zhengfa? There is no other conceivable timeline for the events of the murder. But if that's true, then that throws a certain person's testimony into doubt. If the murder occurred before we landed in Zhengfa, then this becomes highly suspicious. Wait, whose testimony? I believe we have Miu's testimony. Don't we? Maybe Miu's testimony? Recall Miss Miu's testimony about Agent Hicks in regard to when we departed Zhengfa. I saw Mr. Hicks sitting in his seat at 5 a.m, you know. She claims Agent Hicks was alive at the time of the service calls, but that totally contradicts the facts, sir. But why would she lie about something like that? Unless she's the actual murderer. I think the only person who can answer that is Miss Miu herself. To be continued. Okay. Couldn't take like a few minute break. I need to go blow my nose desperately. So I'm gonna save it there. I'm gonna put on the break screen. And yeah. So yeah, it'll be a minute. And my webcam decided to stop working like partway through that. Okay, let's get back into this. Okay, now we're questioning Camille. I just realised her name is not a pun on the name Camille. It's a pun on the tea, chamomile. Oh my god. How did I not realise that? Miss Miu. Huh? Do you recall what you said earlier about when you answered some service calls as we were departing from Zhengfa? Huh? So that Mr. Hicks was sitting in his seat at that time. However, that is simply not possible because Mr. Hicks was dead before we ever touched down in Zhengfa. Oh, Miss Camille. Maybe I didn't see what I thought I did? No one could make a mistake so large, Miss Miu. But I make that kind of boo-boo all the time. This is going nowhere. There must be a better way of resolving this contradiction. Yeah. Very well. Miss Miu, if you please, tell me about your alibi during the time span. From just before we were to land at 3 a.m. and 6 a.m. when the body was found. Are you telling me I'm a suspect, Mr. Edgeworth? Yeah. Yeah, you are. Yeah. From 3 to 4, I was in the flight attendant's room all by my lonesome self. Yeah. And from 5 to 6, I was in the flight attendant's room all by my lonesome self. How is a man supposed to react to a testimony like that? Miss Meal, wake up. She fell asleep again. It looks like the only way I'm going to be able to wake her up is by pressing her. Okay. Let's see. I don't believe that you were in the flight attendant's room all by yourself at 5 to 6. So you were alone the entire time, were you? Yeah, no one else even popped their head in to say hi. Oh, well, I think a contradiction just popped in just to say hi. What should I do? Wait, should I raise an objection? Yeah. Miss Meal, there's a clear contradiction embedded in your testimony. Huh? What are you talking about? It's not possible that you were alone in the attendance room the whole time from 5 to 6. Let's see. Let's have a look. Let's have a look through stuff. Oh, this says from 5:40. And reset. Who would have been serving on the register? Because it was Rhoda that bought the suitcase. So
take that.
And there's only really 2 flight attendants, I think, on board. So who else would have been on the register? I wonder if you would be so kind as to take a look at this receipt, Miss Meal. Receipt for what? It's for the suitcase Miss Tenero bought. Now, if I may direct your attention to this timestamp, as you can see, it clearly says 5:40 a.m. Miss Tenero. Yeah. Huh? Why is the killer here? I thought you'd have her locked up by now. I requested that she be present as a witness so that we may straighten out your complex lie. Now then, Miss Tenero, between the hours of 5 and 6 a.m., you took a trip from first class down to the first floor in-flight shop, correct? Yeah, I went to the shop to buy a suitcase, after which I went straight to the attendant's room to drop it off. And did you see Miss Meal there at the time? No. So Miss Meal, where were you really between the hours of 5 and 6 a.m.? Come on. Miss Cammy Meal. Huh? The bathroom? I'll be the one to ask the questions here. Yeah, maybe that's it. I probably just missed her. Nature calls, you know. You take me for a fool. That's a little too convenient to be true. But it's the truth. Cross my heart. I don't have enough conclusive proof to counter-argue her at this stage. You don't believe me, do you? But please, won't you give me the chance and hear me out? Okay, go on then. Look, I know you suspected me because I'm one of the crew, but you think then maybe you should also suspect Miss Rhoda too. She's the one in charge of the elevator keycard and the shop, you know. If you ask me, that makes her super suspicious. But the elevator keycard was stolen. Please leave Miss Tenero out of the conversation. Only you are under suspicion for now. I don't get it. Why are you covering for Miss Rhoda all of a sudden? Oh, now I get it. Maybe you've got your eye on Miss Rhoda. No, definitely not. Of course I'm keeping an eye on her. Can't very well let her escape, can I? Never mind. But you want to know something? Miss Rhoda actually kind of I have absolutely no interest in people who can't appreciate my sense of design. Now's not the time for this sort of talk. Let's see, what else? What else do we look at? Take a look at, let's see. Yeah, but the elevator keycard was stolen from a locker. And what are you in charge of, Miss Meal? I take care of the attendance room. That doesn't count. Oh, but I spend so much time in there. It might as well be my responsibility. Mr. Edgeworth, Cammy is very talented in languages, so she assists passengers who may not speak English, especially those who speak Virginian. She's the only one on this flight who is fluent. Oh, you mean that kind of what am I in charge of? Why didn't you say so in the first place? What else could I have meant? Yeah, so I'm really good at Virginian. She's fluent in Virginian. Then I suppose you're in charge of processing documents in Virginian. Yeah, take care of anything that has to do with Virginian. Very interesting. What about the certificate for that statue thing? What did she say? I'm in charge of the attendance room and some Virginian stuff. Okay, then translate this.
Objection!
So you're the only one in this flight crew that speaks Virginian. Is that correct? Oh yeah, I guess so. I studied abroad in Virginia for a while. If that is the case, then the signature on this document belongs to you, doesn't it? If this is a falsified piece of documentation with only one purpose, to lead anyone who read it to believe that Mr. LeBlanc's statue was loaded in Europe. The only person who could have either prepared or processed this document in Virginian is you, Miss Meal. Dun dun dun! Without your participation, the smuggling of the Aleph Red could not have occurred. Don't sleep while I'm pointing my finger at you. Oh, I wouldn't dream of falling asleep on you, Mr. Edgeworth. It's exactly as you say. Are you confessing to have participated in the smuggling? No, far from it. It's true that I was the one who signed off on that documentation. But you can't use that fact alone to make your allegation of smuggling stick. There's no direct correlation after all. All you have is my signature on a piece of paper. Really? All you did was sign it? I neglected to check if the cargo had been loaded onto the plane properly. So sorry about that. It seems like she's finally woken up. This is going to be one tough fight. Suppose, and this is just a supposition, even if I was involved in the smuggling, which you are, you can't throw the charge of murder on me just like that. If you were involved in the smuggling, you would have a strong motive to kill. Agent Hicks was in the middle of an investigation regarding a smuggling ring, and just when he was about to close in, he's killed by a member of that ring. Oh, did you ever stop to think that maybe Rhoda is a smuggling ring member? After all, unlike me, Rhoda has access to many things on this plane for work purposes. So perhaps there is some element of a setup at play in this case. What are you talking about? Don't worry, I wasn't talking about you. I meant the killer. First it was myself, and now it's Miss Tenero who is under the microscope. Seems to me that our killer is going to great lengths to pin this crime on anyone they can. You have no proof that Rhoda is being set up or that she isn't. Actually, I believe that she was indeed the intended target from the very beginning. I believe that the plan was to push all of the blame for the crime onto her, and this evidence will prove my suspicions. This proves that the killer was out to frame Miss Tenero from the beginning. I'm gonna say the suitcase. The killer could have hidden the body anywhere, and yet they chose the suitcase. Why is that? Perhaps it was to move the body from the lower deck to the first floor. However, why go through the trouble to do so? The only way all of these actions make sense is if the killer had wanted to frame Miss Tenero for murder. Miss Tenero buys a suitcase on every flight she works without fail. But should her suitcase be switched with one containing the victim's body, that would put her in a very tight spot. Wait a second. There's one thing about Miss Tenero for a second that makes no sense. How rich is she? Cause she's a flight attendant, right? So she goes on a lot of flights. How is she spending $1,000 a flight? I'm gonna look up some stuff for flight attendants. So I'm gonna base this on European, on like English prices. How much do flight attendants make UK? So starting salary can range from 14 grand to 22 grand. Though an experienced flight attendant can base on a base rate of 17 grand to 24 grand. And a senior cabin crew can earn a base rate of 28 grand to 45 grand. I assume she's like a senior cabin crew member. So I'm gonna go maybe in the middle there and say she earns about 33 grand-ish, like maybe 33, 34 grand a year. Okay, so, and how many flights do flight attendants average? How many flight attendants, what, not the word. No, please, how many flights do flight attendants go on? Got one in a week. 12 to 16 flights. Let me see. Wait. Okay, this top episode on Core says 12 to 16 flights per average, so this can vary depending on the airline, route network, and crew scheduling policies. So, so let's see. So let's go with the lower amount. Let's go with 12 a day. So 12 a day, which is, and let's say she gets Christmas and annual leave. Wait, how much annual leave do how much annual leave do flight attendants get? Let's see. How many days off? So between 12 and 18 days off per month. So I'm gonna go like in the middle of that. I'm gonna go like maybe like 15 days a month. So let's see. So I'm gonna go, okay, so 15 times 12, that's 180 days off per year, right? 180 days off. So that is 185 days working, 186 during a leap year, but we're assuming this year is not a leap year. So yeah, she flies, let's say she flies 12 flights a day, which is crazy. So 12 times 185. Okay, so let's do that. 12 times 185 is 2,220. So she buys 2,220 of her own suitcases a year, and times that by 1,200. That is $2,664,000 spent on suitcases per year. How loaded is she? And like I said earlier, I'm assuming that she is earning like 34 grand a year. That does not compute. Like, of all the averages I saw, it came nowhere close to even 1 million. So how is she earning so much that she is spending $2,664,000 on suitcases a year? How loaded is Tenero? How much money is she spending? I don't know. How did she afford 2,220 suitcases a year? I don't know how she does it. That would put her in a very tight spot. Unfortunately for the killer, the turbulence put an end to that plan. There wasn't enough time to put the body back into the suitcase, and although they made do with whatever was at hand, adapted their plan, and tried to frame me as I lay unconscious on the floor from the turbulence. The killer then went to hide the suitcase in the in-flight shop. I brought the piggyback back to the elevator in order to fabricate a false weapon. A lot of work for a fruitless endeavor, wouldn't you agree? Sounds like the killer had a tough time too, huh? I mean, why did the killer need to frame someone that badly anyway? That is because of the special circumstances surrounding the particular case. What special circumstances dictated the need for the killer to frame someone when the murder took place? No, what? It took place? No. I didn't mean to put that one. I didn't mean to touch that one, please. No. Never meant to click where it took place. Okay. Where the murder took place. The special circumstances is simply that the murder took place on a plane mid-flight. No matter which country, customs is quite strict in this day and age. So no matter what you do, the chances that the body we found is very high. Therefore, there was no choice but to frame either Miss Tenero or myself. In other words, the only one who fit within the boundaries of the criminal's maneuvers is not Miss Tenero or myself, but you, Miss Cammy Mew. Only you and you alone could be the killer. And? Huh? Are you done already? I was about to fall asleep again. Anyway, let's be honest here. You don't have anything on me other than a whole lot of circumstantial evidence. Come on, Miles. I can see the outline of how the murder occurred, but I have no definitive evidence. Isn't there a piece of evidence that is still unaccounted for? The cell phone. Something that still can't quite fit into the big picture. Yeah, the missing cell phone.
Take that!
I don't have any actual evidence. I not. But that's because it went missing and still is missing. What do you mean by that? In the complex puzzle that is this case, there was one piece I kept getting stuck on, and that is the victim's cell phone. Francisca, you were waiting at the airport for a phone call from Agent Hicks's cell phone. Or at least that's what you told me. That's right, but Agent Hicks's cell phone could not be found at the crime scene. You mean the killer took the phone with them? Precisely, I suspect that if we were to find that phone, it would lead us to the killer. Come on, get serious. If the victim fell to his death from that height, wouldn't his phone break as well? We won't know that until we try a little experiment, will we? Francisca, I'd like to ask for your assistance. You know the victim's phone number, do you not? Of course I do. They finally upgraded the phones from flip phones. Agent Hicks's phone is ringing from somewhere, sir. I hear it, detective. Now where is it coming from? I can't hear it. Do we need to up the... Now you can hear it. Now you can hear it. Where is it coming? Where is it coming from? Oh, we can hear it. It's louder. It's louder. The ringing's coming from somewhere in here, sir. Leave no stone unturned, Detective Gumshoe. We must find it. I hate it. I hate it in Ace Attorney games when these kind of sound effects are hidden under music. Like, either give us streamer safe music or put these kind of vital sound effects under sound effects. Let's fucking hear. The ringing is coming from somewhere around here. But it's not here, sir. Why do I have such a bad feeling about where we're gonna find the phone? The ringing's coming from in here, sir. What? No, it can't be. This has got to be the victim's cell phone. Just whose locker is this, sir? It's Miss Tenero's. What? My nose is still so itchy. Okay, let's turn the music mode background. Music down. So, Mr. Edgeworth, how did it go? Where did you find the phone? I found it in the flight attendant's room, in Miss Tenero's locker. What? But Rhoda Tenero. I don't know anything about the phone. It wasn't me. It wasn't me. So these sleeves are so annoying to actually pull up because it's kind of warm with them pulled down. So yeah, Miss Von Carver, is it? I suggest you arrest Mr. Rhoda Tenero right away. Wait, I have a theory. This is related to the incident with the key card. When the killer went to steal the key card, he conveniently stashed the cell phone in Miss Tenero's locker at the same time. This is related to the key card, alright, in the same way that we have zero proof that the killer did just that. The only voice that sings the truth is evidence. That is the only bird we cannot ignore. What should I do? Francisca's right. I can't offer baseless conjectures at this point. Alright then, why did the culprit take the cell phone from Agent Hicks? It must have something very incriminating on or in it.
Hold it!
What now, Miles Edgeworth? It's not over yet. We have yet to figure out why the killer took the phone. What? Inside this phone lies the final piece of incriminating evidence that will point us to our killer. We need to examine this phone in more detail. Okay. The screen is broken, that's for sure. And it has a phone, which means it can take photos. It's a camera lens. Come to think of it, I wonder, how exactly was Agent Hicks planning to preserve the crime scene of the smuggling? Francisca, I need you to confirm something. This cell phone, can it take pictures? Mr. Edgeworth, I can't believe you don't know about this kind of basic stuff, sir. This looks like a very similar model to my own, and mine can take photos just fine. Do you think Agent Hicks could have taken some pictures with this? Probably. In particular, pictures as evidence for a smuggling case. If so, I'd say there may have been some inconvenient photos in here for our killer smuggler. But the photos are all busted up, sir. Even a super prosecutor can't repair a broken phone. I'll find a way, don't you worry about that. May I go back to sleep now?
Objection!
The LCD screens on the inside and outside are broken, that's for sure. But that's also reason enough to believe that the killer wasn't able to erase the data. What? What do you mean by that, Francisca? It looks like our killer isn't very familiar with electronics. This phone still rang when I called it, meaning that only the LCD screens are broken. It's possible that the photos are still there inside waiting to be assessed. All we need to do is transfer the data to my phone. Francisca, your phone, if you please. Very well. It's transferring. Alright, explain it now. This is Agent Hicks was most certainly trying to obtain some evidence for his smuggling case. Hey, the Aleph Red's nowhere in this picture. But this has no meaning as a picture of evidence in this murder case, right? Ouch, she's right, there's not much we can find out from this about Agent Hicks's killer, sir. Maybe if we examine the other stuff that was in that photo? Is this the end? Is there really nothing in this photo that we can use? Boxes? Boxes of bed sheets. These are still in the cargo hold though. There's nothing unusual about them in particular, but I can't shake the feeling. If you're just playing around, mind if I go home? Yes, I mind. What exactly is different between then and now? What's all this? Oh, they are cargo ships from Virginia to Zhengfa. So the reason down here now is that they were dropped off in Zhengfa. Mr. LeBlanc, can you tell me about the contents of the boxes? Unfortunately, there is no English written on them anywhere. One cluster of boxes is written in Virginian. It says cloth. It is cloth in English. Cloth? Could it be? Is this where the killer? What for is that scary face? Miss Meal. Yes. It appears that Agent Hicks was no ordinary investigator. He left us with a piece of evidence after all. A shocking piece that will point out who his killer is. Ha. Maybe you shouldn't force your mistaken reading of a simple picture, Mr. Edgeworth. The Virginia cargo and this piece of evidence will point us straight to the killer. I'm gonna guess the Virginian cloth.
Take that!
And what is that supposed to prove? The killer used this piece of cloth to wipe up the blood they had spilled. But there was one thing that bothered me the whole time. Where did it come from? And now I finally found my answer in this very photo. The cargo that was unloaded in Jiangfa had cloth written on it. In Virginian, that is. And this is where the killer grabbed a piece from to clean up the blood with. That's right, the killer was someone who could read and understand Virginian. And the only crew member that fits that description is you, Miss Carrie Meal. Ha, that's pretty flimsy. The killer probably searched through all the boxes looking for something to use. When you're frantic, you don't care if the box is in English or Virginian. But there's bed sheets. You could have used bed sheets just as well as the cloths. But someone specifically chose the cloth. Probably meaning that, they understood, a little bit of Virginian to understand that it read cloth. So I kind of agree with your assessment of the killer's indiscriminate nature. What? There was no need for the killer to tear through boxes at random at all. And if the killer supposedly could not comprehend Virginian, well then, logically the killer would have opened this box first. This one here that read bed sheets. Hey, it says bed sheets in English right on the box. Precisely, and bed sheets would be perfect for cleaning up blood, wouldn't you say? So what are you trying to say? That if I were the criminal, this box of bed sheets would have been what I would have spied first. However, the killer chose to use some Virginian cloth. Do you have an explanation for that? The killer didn't want anyone to know that the real scene of the crime was this cargo hold. So they were afraid to leave signs that the box for the sheets had been opened. However, the Virginian cloth, well, that's a horse of a different colour. Because the killer knew that it was going to be unloaded in the Republic of Jiangfa. That's right, that is why the Virginian cloth was used. And the only Virginian reader on board who could make such a calculated decision is you, Carrie Meal, you and you alone. It would be very easy for us to confirm if any of the boxes were resealed. All we would have to do is contact the Jiangfa authorities in time. Maybe find other evidence to incriminate our killer within these boxes. So, what do you say, Miss Meal? Why not confess to your crime here and now? Or would you rather wait and see what we find out from our investigation in Jiangfa? And it's set in 5 minutes, by the way. Love killer breakdowns. He was Interpol. I couldn't stop it. I brought him here. He started taking pictures. I couldn't be found out. I was scared. I was in trouble. Yes. You what? You what? We've finished making all the arrangements to take the suspects in, sir. A very good detective. What about the smuggling route? I didn't read what else you said. Accidentally clicked it. What about the smuggling route? Did you say anything about that? They're taking her down to the precinct now. Hopefully we can get more out of her there. Whenever we even approached the topic, she just started foaming at the mouth. It was scary, sir. She probably wasn't prepared to commit a murder all of a sudden. One thing for sure, one thing is for sure. The ring behind this whole mess means serious business. It looks like there's a lot more to this case than meets the eye. Mr. Edgeworth, I just wanted to say how much I appreciate everything you did. Thank you very much. It was nothing. In fact, I should be the one thanking you for your cooperation. But truly, if it wasn't for you, I might not be here right now. Instead, I can continue to serve our passengers as a flight attendant. I hope that, well, please accept this as a token of my appreciation. I see. You don't have to take it if you don't want it. No, I mean, I'll never turn down a lady's generous offer. Oh, thank you. I'm sure it will serve you well. And remember, we here at GoU Airlines are always ready to serve Mr. Edgeworth. Why can't I say words? Thank you, I'll keep that in mind. Now I must bid you farewell. May all your skies be blue, no matter where you go. And she's off. I can't believe we wound up investigating the whole day, so but boy was it fun. Speak for yourself, my day was filled with earthquakes, elevators, and false charges. By the way, where's Francisca? Oh, she's filling out some customs paperwork for her departure. Departure? Yeah, Miss Von Karma's always really busy, sir. She's been flying from country to country to chase down some leads regarding her case. Detective, can you cancel the car I had you reserve earlier? You got it, sir. Okay, so he's gonna talk to Francisca then. Francisca, as I told you when you first landed, I have no time for idle chatter. I have no intention of wasting your time, however, it has been a while since we last met. I also have no time for such familiar reminiscences. Just who do you think I am? You are Francisca Von Karma, a very proud prosecutor deserving of much respect. Until only a little while ago, I was but a wretched mutt who was always losing to you. I don't seem to hear a word living her life on the name and fame her invincible father, Bill. True, your father, Manfred Von Karma, didn't lose a single case for 40 years as a prosecutor. However, I wouldn't say he was invincible. What are you talking about? He killed a guy over a penalty. The group I'm on the trail of is a little more troublesome than most. The smuggling route we found this time is only one sliver of the big picture. Sounds like a dangerous assignment. You really don't have to worry, I can take care of myself. Yeah, I suppose you can. Plus, there's another agent on this case with me. Oh, another agent? He's a star among Interpol agents and has the highest successful arrest rate. Who knows, you may even run into him one day. I was simply caught in this one case. I hardly see why we would cross paths. I suppose, but I doubt he would say the same. Not following you. You'll understand soon enough. The fight has only just begun, Miles Edgeworth. I'll be back in this country soon enough. And when I am, you can be sure I'll pay you back. In full. She's gonna help us out one day. And just like that, she's gone, her sir. Thank goodness, I can finally rest easy knowing I won't have to watch out for her whip. Detective Gumshoe, I want to thank you for all your help and cooperation. Oh, it was nothing, sir. I was just happy to be able to work with you again. I decided to, by the way. I'm gonna celebrate by adding a little extra salt to my instant noodles tonight. That's a little sad. That's a little sad. That's a little sad. The ad should be over any minute now. I mean, it's only a minute ad. Also, I was thinking about ads the other day because they changed the ad thing. Would you rather have like 3-minute ads or like every hour, or 1-minute ads? Okay, let me rephrase. Would you guys rather have 3-minute ads like every hour with no pre-rolls? Or like 3-minute ads like every 2 hours, or like every hour and a half with no pre-rolls? Or have a minute ad every hour with pre-rolls? I'll have to ask that on Twitter and then modify my Twitch stuff. So yeah, ad break is over. Welcome back. Just how much did you cut his salary by, Francisca? As if you didn't do the same, Edgeworth. Oh my god. Yeah, it seems like you're blameless in his salary deductions. Detective, I was wondering if you might give me a ride down to the prosecutor's office. Sure thing, sir. I'll even fly down the road in the patrol car if you want. No need, no need. Don't make me remind you, Detective. Safety first. Thus I solved the first case upon my arrival home. Francisca Van Kama, the smuggling route she was after. The leaders of that ring had already put their trump card into play, and the players on the other side of this wall, they would begin to make themselves known through the next incident. Huh? Edro speaking. Finally, I called who knows how many times earlier but couldn't get through. And you are? Have you forgotten my voice, Miles, my boy? Mr. Armano? Ernest Armano, correct? So you do remember me. I know it's not sudden, but I can't ask this of anyone else. There's been an incident, Miles. My son, he's been kidnapped. Dun dun dun. Dun 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 dun. And that is the end of Turnabout Airlines. Next case we have is the Kidnap Turnabout, which we shall do next week. But yeah, we've done that. Or we can do chapter select. Yeah, we can just check chapters. But yeah. Next we have Turnabout, the Kidnap Turnabout. But yeah, that is our next. Why did it freeze there? But yeah, we have the Kidnap Turnabout next. I hope you enjoyed the stream. But yeah, I'm gonna look for somebody to raid. But yeah, we're probably gonna do the Kidnap Turnabout next week. And yeah, let's see. Let's see who to raid. You know what? Let's see. Who do you raid? Let's see. Is there anyone? Yeah, who is also streaming? Ace Attorney. Who is also streaming with Ace Attorney? And is anyone? Okay, someone playing Turnabout Airlines, but I don't think they speak English. I don't think there's a lot of English speakers in this Ace Attorney section. Either they don't speak English, or they're in a case later on than me. So you know what? We won't raid anybody. Today. So yeah, I hope you have enjoyed this stream. Yeah, and I shall see you guys on Wednesday. Reminder that I cannot stream on either Friday or Sunday, but yeah, I think on Wednesday is fuck's sake. Even on Wednesday it's either going to be a Sticky Business stream or a Ozwork stream. Yeah, either Sticky Business or Ozwork, because I want to get through the DLC. So yeah, hope you enjoyed the stream, and I shall see you guys on Wednesday. Bye.